Ooh. Try sitting? Let's try sitting here. Ooh, this is awkward. What's up, y'all? Nice, already got some people here. Cool, cool. Trying to get my lighting right, because it does look like I'm in a super dark room, and I am, don't get me wrong. But I'm also trying to like... That's a little bit better. Woo! Yeah, what's up? Le Pommes. I think that's correct. Or I probably really insulted your heritage in some way. I apologize. Give me a sec. There we go. Gotta get the full light show going on. Probably could have set all this up beforehand, but whatever. Thank God for people like you who look at actual data. Everyone is freaking out. We are leaps and bounds above where we were months ago. Yeah, for sure. I don't know why people are freaking out. Walt's at 30K. Oh my God. Did you guys see that? Marketplace. Is it really that bad right now? I thought stuff already went up. Like, Lady and the Tramp is up right now. Donald Duck is up right now. Walt went down a little bit, but I think he's back up. Like, I don't know what else is going on. So, hey, winter has hit. Yes. Remember when Walt was 10K? Yeah, true. It's basically how much I sold him for, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I got my water here. I got some leftover crumbled cookies that my roommate's girlfriend brought, so that was nice of her. People are freaking out on the feed. Let's check out the feed really quick. Let's see what the hell people are saying. I also probably should actually like pull it up as well. What do you guys think about the drop coming? The 007 drop. I made a video on it and I could not wait. I had no idea that they were gonna release the second Medium article for like the bike that shortly after I uploaded it. Like literally as I finished recording the video, I was uploading it to YouTube. I was working on my thumbnail, and then almost immediately after I was about to like upload it, they come out with a Medium article. I'm like, I'm not gonna re-record this, whatever. I'm just gonna put it in the comments. So it's cool. If you guys didn't know, the bike is actually like an official bike by Triumph, which is a really, really big like motorbike company. It's been around since like 1902 or something, located out in Great Britain. And then it's animated as well as it has sound, which is pretty cool, at least in my opinion. Like I really think it's gonna be one of the better 007 things, or maybe one of the better like vehicles like on the app, because it does have sound and it's animated. But it's still 007. There's not a ton of mints on it, but I think it could actually be a good little NFT, to be honest. Like I'm not sure about like my price evaluation on it, like at all whatsoever. I have no idea how much to like actually price it at, because we don't really have like an equivalent. Plus like all the other 007 stuff like really just flopped. Give me a sec here. I'm gonna try and get the app up. And you guys are trusting the feed on Veve, like the Veve feed? Come on. Oops, it didn't work. Give me a sec. Close this, close this, close this. Close this. Close this. Gosh, so many. Didn't realize I had so many freaking tabs up. The hell? Can I allow this? Let's try this again. Sorry, guys. Replugging. Also, how's the music, by the way, guys? It's not too loud, right? I think someone said in one of my last streams that it was maybe like a little too loud. Like Triumph old school? Yeah, exactly. The bike is insane, but everyone is out of gems. I'm not out of gems. I still got, I did kind of FOMO into a Donald card. I think like, yeah, last night or something like that. I bought one at like 700. I know it's gone down a little bit more since then, but it's still Donald card. Like, I'm not worried about it, and it's been much higher than that. But I still have like 1,300 gems left over, which might be enough for the bike. Who knows? What was I gonna do? This. Yes, correct. That's what I was gonna do. So you guys are looking on like the feed, just in general? You guys are talking about this Veve feed? If it'll load? Hello? And people are like freaking out? Yeah, see, the stacks Roy has this guy figured out. Nowhere near a return on my recent purchases, but not worried at all. My strategy is different than most. I hope it works out for all of us. Same minted low Mickey's hat and Elsa set and market for only 11k total. That's a lot. Mint 460. Those are pretty low mints. Like the Batgirl like scootering across the playground or whatever. Ultraman and Spider-Man fighting it out. That's pretty cool. I don't see, are people on here like freaking out incessantly? Like, oh my god, like everything's gonna crash. Like, at least I don't see anything like that. Is this the feed you're talking about? Let's do a bike gang in the Viviverse, dude. Why not, dude? I don't know why, but I immediately thought of like Fallout, like Fallout 3, like the tunnel snakes, like that little biker gang. They're not a biker gang. They're obviously they're in a vault or whatever, but it's like that classic like 50s like look. We can be like a little biker gang, bullying people for their gems. Reese was live on YouTube, but didn't answer any question about multiple FEs that we were wondering. Yeah, I figured it wasn't. It's not an AMA for him, and he's not there to field a million questions, right? He's just there to hang out, and I don't blame him. Like I was on there, I was watching him a bit, but I was gonna ask him a bunch of questions, but I'm like, you know what? He's probably just here to hang out. He wants to talk about Veve and not field a bunch of questions about FA, FE, and when this and when that. So I'm like, I'm just gonna let it be. I think I said what's up, but that's it. Let's all smash the like button. Yes, please. I really appreciate it. That all that stuff does help the algorithm quite a bit. You plan on buying the bike aftermarket? It depends on where it's priced at. I mean, if it's like hovering around, because the value of the drop, I think, is 87 gems. Is that how much it is for both the glider schematic as well as the bike? I still think it's like a joke that the schematic is still so, you know, so expensive. The other joke too is that, I mean, this drop is in less than 24 hours and there's no information on Veve right now about it. Like, I think that's one thing they kind of need to fix, is like, they don't put in the drop information or like what's dropping until like 16 hours before. And so basically, unless you're obsessively on Twitter and or Discord, you might just straight up just miss a drop because you're just like, well, I guess there's no drop Sunday. Like, it's not on the app yet. And then you wake up tomorrow morning, you miss the, I mean, who cares about the glider drop, right? But yeah, let's look at the, let's pull up one of the articles. Pull up both articles if we can. Okay, there's the Triumph bike one, and then here's the glider. That's how I feel about the glider. All right. So here's the glider. And here is the bike. Check out the glider first really quick. I have it super zoomed in just so it's easier for you guys to see. Might make it worse. I should also probably just remove that. That'll be awesome. No time to die, blah, blah, blah. You guys can find this on Twitter. So 6,000 mints. I already kind of covered this in my last video. 6,000 mints, 007. Okay, haha. 87 gems for a 2D poster of a schematic of a glider. Does it have like any interesting like Easter eggs or like any? I love how I click zoom in and it just actually makes the picture smaller, or it just like moves it. I don't get it. Probably because it's so zoomed in, like my screen. And they have a 6% licensor fee. Really? I did not know that. That's another thing that's terribly not in 007's favor. I could have sworn 007 was like a 4.5% fee total, but this has a 6% licensor fee applied. So that is another thing, like, that is not for it, in my opinion. Like, you would think that would help it run up, but it's just not popular enough, I think, to have people like invest in it initially. But 87 gems. Let's look at the bike. Is that one 87 gems as well? Yeah, this one's also 87 gems, and it has more editions. It's rare. This is rare too, so it's a double rare. Okay. Kind of wondering like how they determine if it's like a solo drop, how many editions to give it. But with this such low mints, I'm not entirely sure. I'll probably pick one up, I would say, if it's below like 150, 200 gems. Like, I'll definitely snatch one up and just hold it. Just, you know, it's a cool bike. It's by Triumph. The detail on it looks like pretty good. At least I like the look of it. So I might pick one up if it's like below like 150 or like 200. Really depends on like how the market's looking, right? If there's a ton below 200 and like, you know, if there's a ton below 150, I'll try and get it just as cheap as possible. Basically what I think the floor is going to be for the most part. But MGM, No Time to Die, 007 gun logo and related James Bond trademarks. Okay, interesting. Let me catch up with chat. Do you plan on buying the bike? Yeah, I already kind of answered that, or I read that earlier. Yeah, maybe I'll get one if it's below like 150. I do think the bike, it's very limited mint, you know, compared to the other vehicles. I know Ecto 1 I think has 10,000 mints, so at least like the common, but that's like a 1 to 6 like model, so it should be small. Yes sir, Veve Feed over cash out fees and Walt taking a beat down. I mean, where's Walt at right now? Rip. Accidentally went to store instead of market. Were you nervous for the debate? Not really. I kind of just I did like very little to no research beforehand. Veve Vault did an incredible job like organizing it and giving us like a couple of the subtopic questions beforehand. The one that I was probably least prepared for was like, oh, like what NFT releases could we see in the future? And I'm like, I don't know every single licensor that Disney's partnered with, especially since they basically took away Marvel from Disney. And, you know, I think they got to do that for Chris's case. Chris had just definitely an uphill battle. Not only was his like wife about to possibly give birth, to, you know, to his daughter like early, but also that, you know, it's like with the apps that are the NFTs that are on the app right now. I mean, he could have maybe made the angle of like comics a bit more, because that's also Marvel. Like basically he was given Marvel, so he could have played that angle a bit more, play up Spider-Man and some of the other Marvel stuff. But he said he didn't want to do that too much because that was already Disney, so he kind of wanted to make more of an argument for like the other NFTs, the way Disney's been reacting to market stuff. Of course, Pokemon, anime, like any of that stuff he could have done well. But I think most of the crowd kind of had their mind made up, right? And when you really think about it, if all I had to argue with was just Disney and Star Wars on the app, like that's like what, 16 NFTs total? That's like Golden Moments, Lenticular Cards, and Steamboat Willie, and that's it. Like that's all I had to argue against everything else, at least currently on the app. So it was just kind of like a fun thing. Interesting topic that Veve Vault came out with, and like me and Chris have talked many times, like you know, privately as well as publicly, like, you know, we've been on each other's streams, so I would say we're pretty close friends, and we were more than comfortable with the whole situation. It was just for fun. The winner got a DeLorean, like a common, which is like 90 gems, so I'm trying to remember who donated it, so I appreciate it to whoever did that, for the most part. Birana Karthik, what's up? We're nervous. How you been? Who are the top winners and losers? Yeah, we can actually cover that right now while we do that. So my collectibles, Donald Duck, DD back at 1400 gems. What the hell's DD? Also, we were supposed to look up Walt. I'm getting so sidetracked, so I apologize. Yeah, where's Walt at right now? Walt's at 31. I did see a listing earlier for 30k on Walt, so I don't know if people are just selling out now because they do expect MTL to come out in, like, you know, the next couple months, maybe a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, who knows. So people are just selling off stuff now and fully expecting partner statue to dip down even more, and they can maybe rebuy it with some profit. Not entirely sure, but yeah, I mean, Walt had a great run. Like, we could check that out here in a little bit. I do want to do like the top gainers and losers really quick. But Momo, what do you mean by DD back at 1400 gems? Not Donald Duck, right? Oh, the Donald Duck golden moment. Okay. I thought you were talking about like the lenticular card for a bit. I'm like, there's no way the lenticular card's that high. I have to inform my dad about all the drops because he has no social media. Yeah, dude, I'm the same way. Like, my friends are like really active on social media, but they just don't really. One of my friends isn't on Discord at all. The other two just don't care to follow. I think ecomi wiki on Twitter, and have it the bell icon. You can't blame people for not taking this as seriously as we do, especially since I put in hundreds of hours of research and looking up VV and NFTs and just the whole NFT space. Content creators will use that for giveaways, like the what the hell is it called? The blueprint for the glider. That's hilarious. All right, so top gainers for the hour. So this happened 17 minutes ago. We actually don't need that up. Actually pause that. Cool. I think I'm not even sure if that's an actual sale. 22,000 for, maybe it's just a delisting, who knows. It's hard to tell with the Ghostbusters logos. Like, in my mind, I just can't imagine a reason why you would buy Ghostbusters logo for 22k or 27k. Like, there's just way better things in my mind that you could pick up. Mothman making a bit of a move, up 7 gems. Corsica, ultra rare, up 38 gems. Harley Quinn number 13, up 106. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. Darwin Cook Batman down. Dang, he's already down now, 182 gems. I was almost gonna buy a Jason Fabok Batman last night. I'm trying to remember what the price was. I think it was like I forgot what the price was. I think it was like 70 something. And I'm like, that's probably a good little buy, like before I go to bed. Like, I think I could wake up and it's up a bit. It was up a little bit, but I'm gonna look that one up here in a sec. Just As Color is actually up to 121. Frankenfat up 69 gems. Nice. Year of the Tiger, the like stamp sheet is down a bit. Kingo, that's a really cheap Marvel Mighty, 28 gems. Supernova, this is actually an art piece I do kind of like the look of. This is actually like one of the few NFT like 2D art pieces I like. I like this one as well as the Uprising, the one with like the wave that has a bunch of bunnies out. Like, that's just a famous looking art piece, and I believe that's been used on like some musician like art covers and stuff. But I do like the look of this one too. OG Devil Bunny Gold is up 27 gems, so that's like 11%. Invisible Woman, wow, the rare is actually up 8 gems, so additional 11%. The glider making moves because the 007 announcement. Maybe the schematic is heavily pumping this. I'm fully expecting a sell-off of this. I'm fully expecting people to take profits almost immediately, and I bet the wall stopped at 500, and then it just refuses to go any higher. Because honestly, if I own anything 007, I would just find any entry point or exit point I can to just get out. Ultra rare. Let's see what the floor looks like for the glider. Yeah, there's 6 listings at 500. I mean, you can see how big those undercuts are, right? Like from the bottom, 340, 325, 600. Like, this guy undercut. There's 2. Look at these 2 undercuts in the middle. It goes from 600 to 590 to 550, then to 500. So basically, this guy undercut this dude by 40 gems, and the next guy did it by 50 gems, and it's still not getting bought up. So people are like discounting their prices, at least when that was the floor, by over 10% and people were still not buying it, which is kind of crazy to think about. Poster, more Cryptkins, Pilly Fantasy going up a bit. Could have sworn the ultra rare got down to the point where it was like high 200s. Was that correct? I don't think it ever went that low. Okay, it went down to like 320. I could have sworn it went to like 290 at one point. All right, top losers. Let me quickly go through chat. If you own the blueprint, you could build an army of gliders in the metaverse. Maybe. You can build yourself an airport in Veveverse to manufacture them at scale. That could be a thing. Brandon Jacobs, brilliant. Yeah. Poster's probably going to sit under retail. I think so too. The 10% withdrawal fee is whack. Nobody charges fees to wire out money. Is theft. It's not based on the scale of an item. Someone needs to legally address this issue by theft of Veve. A fee of $35 or... Yeah, some people were kind of arguing... some people were kind of talking about... that initially David Yu was talking about like maybe a 2.5%, 3%, and maybe 5% fee max. Like it's probably sometime last year, at least like for MTL, and they changed it to 10% potentially. I don't know. Like personally, I think it's okay. Like 10%. I don't know. Like I don't have that much experience on like cashing out on like major exchanges or any kind of like online like major platforms and stuff like that before. So I'm not too sure about that. So I'm kind of curious how everyone else feels. For the most part. Why is Wally not pumping just like every other golden moment? I don't know. Maybe it's just lagging behind. I do see someone down here asking about Walt, so I'll go ahead and pull that up here in a bit. Rich, what if your collectibles only 35? I don't know. Well, you have to like liquidate your NFTs, right? So you have to have at least 1,000 gems in your wallet to even initiate a cash out button in general. So it doesn't matter how much your vault is worth. It's just how many gems you have. And that's kind of the whole point, right? If you're trying to cash out, you need to liquidate your NFT first and then cash out. Veve is the only company in the world that charges a fee to cash out. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Again, I just don't have enough experience in that to really know or give like a very strongly worded opinion on, to be quite honest. I figured there'd be some sort of fee involved with just cashing out, but... yeah, Walt's gone down. Looks like there was a point where it was at 192. Listings went up to 205, so people are undercutting each other. I mean, overall, this graph is still fantastic. Like, even though there's a little bit of a dip here, I still think people still consider Walt to be, at least in my opinion, still one of the, if not the greatest NFT on the platform right now to invest in if you have enough gems for the most part. And right now, 30K seems to be a good resistance point. Right now, there's no Walt's at that. I think the cheapest Walt right now is like 31K, and then it jumps up to like 34K. But yeah, I mean, I'm still like, if you guys are bullish on Walt or if you guys have a way to liquidate like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 like very big ticket NFTs to get a Walt, it's probably not a terrible idea. Like me personally, I probably wouldn't mind liquidating, you know, 3 Todds and something else to potentially get a Walt. I don't know about that going that far, but if I did have one of like the super rare NFTs that I felt like was kind of overpriced, I probably would definitely sell those as well. It's hard to say. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, not much else to say here. I mean, there was a previously sold 55 Walt was sold for 88K earlier this month. And there was actually previously sold, wow, at 28K, 29K basically, earlier. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. If you hold a Walt, like, I just don't see it dipping down much further. So the 007 blueprint is a little spooky. I'll be holding off. Yeah, it does kind of have all of the vibes. It's showing all the signals that it could just go below box price, especially at 87 gems. Like, oof, why is it so expensive to get it? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. What up, Veve Vibes? What's up, Palace Jerry? Oh yeah, I think you were on what's it called? Dino's stream a bit earlier, I believe. I could be wrong. We in the vibe check? Yeah, more or less. Vibe check is something I do like in the morning. I try to release a video in the morning if I'm awake early enough and I don't sound like complete death. I try to do like a quick market analysis for you guys to watch a video while the market is closed, because you guys know that half an hour before the market opens, there's not much to do. You can't really look at stuff in the market or like do much in the market. So I try to put out the video so you guys actually have something to watch in the meantime. Maybe try to have a play that you could possibly make with certain NFTs that I kind of cover when the market does open again. And sometimes the market's closed for, you know, over 2 hours, like it's, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours. So you really have nothing better to do other than watch my video and comment and like and subscribe, you know, do all the fun stuff. So no matter what NFTs, the end of Veve mass dilution, kind of like NBA Top Shots, been real. Veve mass dilution, kind of like NBA Top Shots, been real. I don't know what you mean by that. Mass dilution. The palace is in the building. I like it. Yo, crypto. Yeah, the cash out fees might have been the nail in the coffin. I don't know. Like, I really don't understand. Like, do the other like NFT platforms have like no cash out fees of any kind? I mean, if we're looking to exit, when do you think is the best timing now? We coming up or further down? I mean, if you're trying to time it, I don't know what to tell you. Like, cashing out, like, I mean, if you liquidate your NFTs into gems, I mean, people are only going to pay 60 cents on the gem right now, at least if you're kind of trying to do anything off platform. I don't know. I've never done any like off platform buying or trading or anything like that. I'm not against it, but that's just what I know. So if you did it right now, I mean, you'll still get more money if you just wait for MTL, just in general. 10% fee versus, you know, basically your gem's getting discounted by 40% by any other person that wants to buy. Yeah, I don't know when the best time to cash out is. Best time to cash out is just later this year. Wait for things to pump and then sell at its top, right? That's the goal. Monica, what's up? Hi, Veve Vibes and the fam. How's it going? Just tuned in. Yeah, we just started. How long has the stream been going on for? 30 minutes, not even. Just looking at some of the golden moments. Someone did ask earlier about Wally, why it's not pumping. There was a short-term pump with all the golden moments just kind of across the board, but no, it's just not pumping right now. I still think the market's a bit hesitant to really go all in. People are still waiting to see what that final announcement is going to be towards the end of this month. Veve has said like, well, February still isn't over, and you know, all kinds of stuff. So, but there could be infinitely more things at play. Juan Kim, why did ecomi price jump from half a penny to 0.006? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. JPG 832, what's up, Vibes? If I could ask, what's the latest news on when we'll be see Veve NFTs on Unmutable Marketplace? I have no idea. I don't know about all that like information. Hashtag soon, hashtag we're working on it, hashtag we have developers doing it. I don't know. If they made like any kind of official announcement like during the AMA yesterday, I feel like they would have said it, or they would have been excited to say like, hey, by the way, like this transfer or whatever this thing is going to be fully complete on this date. Then I would share it with you, or I would know, but I still don't know off the top of my head. Major gains, the people crying about the 10% don't even have 1K gems to activate cash out. That could be it. No bad with NFTs. 10% is a good deal. Is pretty normal, rather low. Yeah, like I don't know how it is for like eBay and some other platforms for like transactions and stuff. Like I know it's a bit different, but I just don't know. Like I just don't know enough about like what are typical fees and different platforms and all that kind of stuff. From what I've heard from other people that do sell stuff on eBay or other online market platforms, where like there is a fee involved with just transacting on the platform and enabling a way for you to even transact in the first place, right? I don't mind the 10% fee because I've only invested a few $100 in the app and I've made tens of thousands of dollars, so I'm chill with that. But I could totally see why some people would be upset about the 10% fee, right? So are we headed towards a pump? Let's see. Sorry, chat jumped on me. Stat Neon, can you check Wally for me? We're actually pulling it up right now. I'm like really behind chat already. I did not expect this many people to like jump in immediately and start asking questions. So yeah, I think this is Wally right here. Where the hell is Wally? There it is. Yeah, so this is Wally. So he's actually dipping right now. I think right now is still a fantastic time to buy him. He might go down like a tiny bit lower, but like listings have actually gone down for the most part. And like I pay more attention to this blue line, right? Like I want to see the total listings, like compared to where he was literally 2 days ago. I mean, literally, what is that, February 15th or 16th? It's hard to tell. You can see those listings, right? February 16th, so 2 days ago, he was at 260 listings. Now he's at 203. So could that be people on the top end of things just delisting, or it could be the program on like Veve's side that's just mass delisting stuff on the back end because it's older than 30 days? Who knows? But regardless, like right now, I still think Wally's a great entry point. I mean, hell, I might pick up a Wally at some point if he keeps going down, because I have about 1,300 gems, a little bit more than that. And I was kind of on the fence of like, all right, do I buy? Because I did kind of FOMO into like a Donald Duck lenticular card, so I had a little bit over 2K, and I was gonna try and pick up an Iron Man. If you have 2K and Iron Man gets close to 2K, I think that's a better pickup. But if you only have 1,000 or like 1,100, I do think Wally's fantastic right now, just because those listings are so low. When I'm seeing like a huge jump off point like that, and like the price isn't really going up, that kind of tells me that there's just some sort of delisting going on the back end with Veve, because then we can see something like this, right? But that's only because it was pumping. So I don't know, like in my opinion, like if you're buying a golden moment, like ideally you should be holding it for long term, right? Or at least like you're holding it in hopes of like, if you're gonna do any kind of flip, maybe wait for it to go back up to like 1,400 or 1,600 or something like that before you flip it, if you buy it at 1,100, right? So all this stuff's just gonna take time. Like all the golden moments are down, including Walt right now. So I think the gem squeeze might have just been delayed by a bit, and maybe like the hype of the lenticular cards or the newest golden moment drop kind of died out. So I think there's a lot of other things going on too, right? Like Q system sounds like it's just maybe a couple months away, maybe a bit longer. MTL could be up and kind of hovering its head around the corner. A bunch of other things could be happening right now as well. So yeah, there's stuff going on like the crypto market. There's stuff going on in the real world in different parts of in different countries and stuff. So there's a lot of things that are happening that I think it's just not just like, why no golden moment? Like why golden moment's not pumping? It's like there's probably infinite amount of reasons. I can't think of all of them. We're heading towards a pump. I think it'll be gradual, and if people want to cash out when that arrives, hopefully we'll be able to at least 2 or 3x more to balance out fees and have some profit. I agree. Yeah, like hopefully you guys can find a way to cash out your NFTs and get yourself over that 1,000 gem mark so you can cash out. There is that. So I'm keeping a close eye on all the NFTs basically worth like 1,500 and below, because I think that's like the perfect price point for a lot of people to be like, yeah, I'm kind of done with Veve, I'm gonna cash this out and just be done. Or I mean, for some people it's like you cash out a $1,500 NFT, let's say you get 1,400 out of it, you know, or maybe like 1,350 if it's like a what's it called, if it's like a Disney NFT or something like that, and then you cash out, they take 10%, so now it's closer to like 1,200. I mean, for a lot of people that could pay your rent, right? So there's probably a lot of people that are probably looking to do that as well. So I'm kind of keeping a close eye on all the NFTs. I mean, all the NFTs are going to shrink, but I do think all the NFTs below like 2K are probably going to take the biggest hit. Glider may not be a great investment, but it's one of the coolest on the app. It's huge and it's animated. Interesting. I would love to see if you could actually like control it around like you could with like the old DeLorean back in the day before they like removed that feature. Michael Wiggins Recur charged me a $15 to withdraw from them, and then my bank charged me another $15 plus a percentage fee, which I forgot the percentage of. Yeah, it sounds like it's more of like it's a bank thing. I'm not sure what the withdrawal fee is and all that stuff. Why is Omi crashing? I don't know, Steven. Duarte. I don't really pay that close to Omi, to be honest. Probably because I don't own any Omi. At least yet. I do want to invest in some at some point. But as of right now, I don't own any, so I probably don't really track it that closely. At least I shouldn't. Project Little Rock compared to eBay, Mercari, and basically any other online marketplace charges similar fees. That's what I figured. Can you check SpiderMan? He's usually a 1 for 2 on Waltz. Yeah, well, that definitely is the case now. Let me clear this. Because for a while, yeah, you could get 2 Waltz for a Spider-Man, but not so much recently. For a while, like, Spider-Man was at what? Like 60K or like 66, and like Walt was at 45 for a while. Seems like everyone's just spelling doom and gloom. I do not know why it just removed that. Hello? There it is. Secret rare. What is going on? Do I need to like relog? Yeah, well, last we saw right there, Spider-Man was at 60K. I do not know why. Spider-Man, come on, don't troll me. There it is. Sorry, I'm eating some like leftover crumbled cookies, which are freaking amazing and will most likely give me type 2 diabetes, but I love it. Love me some crumbled cookies. Yeah, it's at 60K right now. Listings are super low right now. So I think there was definitely last night a mass delisting, because having it go from 65 all the way down to 46, that seemed a bit drastic. So I definitely think what happened last night, or even like possibly, yeah, February 16th, seems like a lot of NFTs got mass delisted for the most part, just because of that system, right? It just delists NFTs that have been on the market for longer than 30 days. So but yeah, as of right now, yeah, you could, I guess, use 2 Waltz to get a Spider-Man, but I think given enough time, I do see Walt flipping Ultra Secret Rare Spider-Man. I don't know how long that's going to take, but at some point it will happen. Did you get the past 300? I'm thinking of getting one now. Been looking into it recently. Can't hurt to gamble on more projects. Yeah, I think so too. I might get into Recurb. Who knows? I just don't know enough about it. I'm kind of all in on Veve for the most part, but it wouldn't hurt to like grab a pass and just kind of see. I mean, they got some pretty big name stuff. I don't think it hurts to get into multiple platforms. I got 2 passes, so my crappy one and holding my third of a kind. Interesting. Let me pop back up 15 minutes ago. It's about to buy. Yeah. Once Omi to NFT is allowed, you can sell for Omi and pay small gas fee to send Omi to wherever you exchange your please. Problem solved. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Eventually, that's probably how I'm going to do it, to be quite honest. Thinking of selling Mickey and Minnie Lenticular to get another Donald. So you would make up the extra like 500 gems. I could see that. I wouldn't blame you for making that move. It's not what I would make, but I wouldn't blame you for making that move. I got 4 recur passes during the pre-sale, and I think their value is going to primarily be through college NFTs. I don't know what you mean by that. Going through college NFTs. Not sure what you mean, Project Little Rock. I mean, it sounds interesting. Everyone likes this video. Subscribe to Veve Vibes. Let's fucking go. I think I just added the, yeah, that part. Rich Buddy Michael Wiggins is 10%. Top Shot does millions in volume, and the cash out fee is 35 flat feed. Doesn't matter how much you take out. True. Yeah, that would cost you quite a bit. Likes, please. Coinbase has a few. Robinhood has a fee. Yeah, I feel like I'm like really behind chat. Yeah, I'm at pretty close to 2K subs right now. I don't know where I'm at right now exactly, but getting 2K subs would be really, really cool. I would appreciate that. And there's a lot of new names in here, so I would appreciate if I got some subs in here. And holy hell, it's good. Okay. Turn on the fan in my room. It is getting a bit warm. I am in Arizona, so it's kind of getting that time of year, plus that time of day where it's starting to get pretty warm. Coinbase is the worst platform for crypto. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done a lot of like crypto investing or anything like that, so I'm pretty new to all of that, to be quite honest. I just understand markets and charts and all that stuff. I've done a lot of like digital trading before with like Team Fortress 2 hat trading and stuff, so I made quite a bit of money doing that. Done a lot of like trading and like market stuff with like other video games, so that's kind of where I apply a lot of it to this as well, because it is a bit more like speculative. Like NFTs aren't really like tied to anything necessarily. If I were to sell for Ether, wouldn't be a problem. Makes sense. When you sell on eBay, they take 10% and PayPal takes 2.5%. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting. And I think people forget how many fees are really involved when you are selling things on eBay, and then including shipping and all that stuff. And usually you just pass the shipping along to the customer, right? But just so many fees and just so many people reaching into each other's pockets for fees and stuff. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't really know much about Omi, guys, so I'm sorry I can't really answer questions about Omi. I don't really follow it or study it that much. I don't own any. I am going to own some like in the near future, but I might just do NFT to Omi at some point. But the fees are tax deductible. That's an interesting point. What do you think of eBay listings of gems? Are they legit? I have no idea. I haven't really looked into that at all, but just for the support the channel. Veve Vibes, I sold and got out at a previous pump. Thank God. I'll be back when the new drop system is implemented. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I can respect that. Yeah, I think it's, you know, the new drop system is going to be more fair, but it's also going to be the bane of everyone's existence that has done well, right? That has like learned all the that has like learned like all the drop techniques, and they win, you know, let's say 30% of the time, 40% of the time, whatever it is. Because there are some people that just constantly just win comics over and over and over and over and over again. It seems like it is the same people that do get rebounds and this and that. I've won 2 comics in the last 4 months. 2 of them were in the first month when I started Veve. In the last 3 months, I haven't gotten a single comic drop, right? So there are some people that just rely on the current drop system as a passive source of income on the app to just get free gems. But when you take that away, what are they going to do? They're either going to cash out, or they're just going to reallocate all their resources into grails and blue chips, and then just play passive that way, right? And the new battle of bots is just going to be not about who can click more fastest or who can click it faster. It's going to be more about who has more phones, right? At the end of the day. Jason Amata, eBay charges a fee to sell, just like any other platform. Yeah. Michael Wiggins, people will be able to sell their gems for a 5% fee on the black market. It would be a much better change from, yeah, 55 cents like on the gem or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore Veve, but when Wax CEO said these aren't NFTs, he's kind of right. When we can finally store our NFTs off app, that's when I'll consider them true NFTs. Yeah, that is kind of one of the issues I had with Veve, right? They can kind of just change the metadata on the back end from FA to FE, or, you know, kind of add what they want or do what they want. Shankster Third says, "Hey Vibes, hope you're doing well. The way the market is, the poster drop tomorrow will be below retail, or maybe a few gems more." Yeah, not even sure if like playing the poster is even like the right move. It's so expensive. 8.5% fee and in the middle of a gem squeeze, and it's the least popular thing. Like, you can only put so many negatives attached to it, right? So not a huge fan of it, but you're right, it'll probably be one of the few drops that I just don't even bother trying for, and just see how it plays out in the secondary market. That would be very interesting to see how that plays out. Now the motorcycle or the motorbike, that will be one I might, you know, I'll definitely try to get it. And if I can't get one on the drop, obviously I might try and get one in the secondary market. If it's below 150, I'll probably buy one, just to say I have it. How dare the people who made us all money push a button at the right time, charge us fees? Yeah, Iron Man for 2.1 is even a steal in my opinion, but I am myself. Yeah, I agree. I kind of FOMO'd into a Donald Duck card, which is still great. With my last 2,000 gems, I thought about like, all right, should I stack something and just kind of look for a flip and just make more income and kind of just turn that 2K into 2,500 or something. Yeah, because even Donald right now is retracing down to 660, right? So I think I mean, right now I don't have 2K gems anymore. I have like, yeah, 1321. I might just continue to stack Donalds and just maybe flip some of them as they go up in price, you know, just kind of dollar cost average on the way up so I can afford more things in the meantime. I thought about getting something like FA Joker or FA Harley, but again, there's just so many people looking to flip those. I think that it's just going to take twice as long for it to go back up in price. Good show, dude. Thanks, Rich Buddy. I appreciate it. I know I've just been playing music. I've just been kind of having this like run. So far, I haven't really done much market kind of analysis. I've been just trying to catch up with chat. I'm going to kind of skip all this stuff about talking about fees, like nothing against you guys, but I kind of want to just get to the questions where people have questions about the market or me directly or just about Veve in general. I think it may be months before everyone has access to MTL. I think so too. I don't think they're going to release it all at once, but the Veve community is so trigger, like so quick on the trigger that even if there was just a general announcement like, hey, we are releasing MTL to the public, and starting next week, and it's going to slowly bleed, you know, we're going to slowly release it to people where eventually the whole community will have it, you know, in 3 months. The community is still going to freak out and just discount everything, right? Because they don't know, like, are you going to be the next batch of people? Could it be now? Could it be later? What if the gem squeeze lasts for the entire summer? Like, whatever it is. I think just the mere announcement, people are going to be freaking out and trying to cash out, right? Could this gem squeeze last through the entire summer or something like that? Who knows, right? But, you know, honestly, it's just going to be good for the hodlers, right? People that are looking to cash out, eventually, those NFTs are just going to, eventually, they're either going to go to flippers. It's going to go to either flippers or collectors. And if it goes to flippers, it's just going to go to other flippers. But eventually, when everything's going to consolidate eventually to hodlers, right? / collectors. So not too worried about it. If you guys are in it for the long haul, I wouldn't be too worried about it. BJN 1962. Hey there, I'm sitting on 7K gems and tempted to buy an R2D2 if it falls to me. However, I pegged these gems for cash out to lock in a nice profit. What should I do? LOL. That's tough, dude. I mean, there could still be some big movements that are being made, right? And like the wave 2 of beta or whatever for MTL is happening next week, but who knows even how long after that till we get it. We could still be 3 months out from getting MTL, at least in my mind. I could be wrong, but so I mean, just sitting on 7K gems kind of sucks, but I wouldn't blame you either. I mean, if you need the 7K right now, then just hold on to it and just wait, because you don't want to get stuck in a situation that if you buy it and you need to cash out, then now all of a sudden R2D2 is at 6K, you just lost 1,000. You know, it is what it is. But it sounds like you're ready to cash out, right? If you're trying to find a way to like milk the system or milk the market for maybe a couple hundred more gems, maybe an extra K, something like that, I think that's too risky if you're just looking to cash out. If you're looking to cash out, I would just take the winnings you've earned and just move on, or just wait for MTL at that point. But if you are thinking long term and you are planning on holding these NFTs for a while, or you think you can maybe double your profit between now and, like, let's say November, and you don't need the money right now, then maybe do that. Maybe invest in R2D2 or something else. So I can't tell you what to do with your money, dude. Like, especially if you're thinking about cashing out. At that point, I'm seeing it as like no longer an investment, and now you need the real life money. So it's hard to give you advice on that. Just came out of my first Veve YouTube video. Thank you, Veve Vibes, for being a huge influence. Nice, dude. Veve Fiends? Is that your name? Yeah, dude, I was the same way. The main thing I just saw was like, I was watching a lot of like the Veve OGs like do videos and stuff, and like nothing against them, it seems great, but all they like I don't know. It seems like a lot of the Veve OGs, and nothing against them, but like a lot of them just seem to be like living still in the past. And I get it, just because that early on, that was just a different kind of community. It was a different time. Maybe ecomi and like all the community people were just much closer, much niche, tons of FUD, built a stronger connection. But it's kind of like, I don't really smoke, to be honest, but like it's kind of like whenever I watch my friends get high, all they can do is talk about other times they've gotten high every time they get high. So that's all they talk about. So it's just kind of funny where it's like, you know, most of their videos, it just seems to be about like the old days, you know. Remember back in, you know, December of 2020 we did this, or like, you know, February of 2021, and those are great stories. I love hearing them because it's a part of Veve history. But I think it's not going to help out a lot of the newer users or people that are trying to understand the secondary market. What are good things to invest in? And I don't know the future, right? I don't know, like Veve could come out with an article tomorrow that says, hey, MTL is finalized, we're doing a second wave beta testing, and then like MTL is going to be ready in mid-March. And then all of a sudden everyone freaks out, market crashes. Like, I'm going based off the same information as you guys have. So, but that's actually why I made my YouTube channel. It's just like, not a lot of people, I wanted like a channel that actually like dug through the market, people actually going through the market and digging through the mud on like, what are some good things to pick up for what amount? Cause I've been that guy where I bought a ton of Kripkins and independent artists and a bunch of other like random like Marvel Mighties, and I had no idea what I was buying or what was like a good investment for the time. So and it's hard because when people say what should I buy, it's like, all right, are you looking to cash out like within the next 6 months? Are you looking to flip? Are you looking to hold for 10 years? Like, I don't know what you're looking to do with your money, you know. And even when people ask like, hey, Spider-Man or this, and like, you know, they say Spider-Man or Goofy, and I'm like, well, I would say Spider-Man, but you know, Goofy's pretty good, but like, I don't know that they actually own Spider-Man, and they're actually asking, should I sell my Spider-Man for Goofy? You know, and just the way they phrase their questions, like, that's just the sales side of me. I did sales for like a long time, so there's a lot of power to asking the right questions, or at least phrasing your question the right way, so I can help you the most I can. But that's cool, Veve Fiends. I'll have to check out your channel sometime. Take a look at comics. They're also dipping. Love your stream. Ensmule1, thank you so much. Yeah, I can look at comics really quick. Not entirely sure what you want me to look at with them. So, I mean, we can look at some of the top gainers. Comics is kind of like one of my weak points. I would love to have like a comic guru, either like someone like Sleeping at Comics or My Collectibles or Comics and Crypto, or someone that does have a heavy investment in comics as to what to invest in, because I would love to get some like ultra rare comics. I can't afford a lot of the secret rares right now, but I do think some of the like ultra rares are kind of being slept on just in general. So I would love to purchase some of those, but I just don't know like which ones are the best, and why is New Mutants at ultra rare at 284, but this other comic that's supposed to be rated higher is worth less, but it has half the mints. Like, what's going on there? So it's hard to say. Yeah, we can look at comics really quick, but in the meantime, Billy says, what happened? Golden moment prices tank like 20 to 30% of yours. Yeah, it's probably just some people just taking profit. A lot of people probably a handful of people bought Iron Man at 2100, 2200, right? And at that point, the point where you actually make profit at that amount is usually like 2400, which is why it went up to 25, 26, then it started going back down, right? So I'm not saying there's not flippers in like Marvel or Disney either. There just happens to be more flippers, and you need to wait for less margin in DC and some of the other like 2.5% fee NFTs. But it's not like there's no flippers in DC. But when you do see stuff like people start flipping DC, once it goes up 5%, 8%, something like that. But with Marvel, you just Marvel and Disney probably look a little bit more towards like 12.5 to like 15%. Once something goes up that much, just expect for people to start flipping and it to start going down. That's pretty much it. Fun under the sun, thank you so much for the $5. Veve fam, let's take a sec to smash the like button. Facts being shared, 101 viewers, need more likes. I agree. I still don't even know how many. Yeah, I got 24 likes. What's going on? Let's get the likes up. Let's get more people on here. And I see a ton of new names, which I would love to see, which is actually why I'm kind of streaming at a slightly different hour than what I usually do. It's also the weekend, so I just figured more people are going to be online. So thank you again for everyone that is here and that is hanging out. Sorry, yeah, back to comics for super quick. Looks like a lot of the secret rare and ultra rares are up right now. So Immortal Hulk, is that Black Panther? I still don't know why this Black Panther. If someone can answer me this question, why is this Black Panther going up so much? It's Black Panther #1, which is cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not a significant FA of like any character. It's not the FA of Black Panther. That's like Fantastic Four or something or another. It's a Fantastic Four series. That was the first appearance of Black Panther. So I do not know why the secret rare is going for so much, in my personal opinion. Incredible Hulk, Future Imperfect, Amazing Spider-Man secret rare is up. You know, basically 2,500 gems. Daredevil #1, I heard that one's pretty popular. So again, I'm still trying to like navigate like which ultra rare comics should I buy if I want to invest in some, because I know there's VVRank.com. There's another VV influencer that does videos too. He has like a tier list of like AAA, then AA, then single A, and it's the layout looks aesthetically like very pleasing, and it's kind of easy to follow. Amazing Spider-Man, the rare SpiderMan #1. I didn't even know that was a comic. And that's the other thing too. It's kind of just hard to follow comics. So many of them are Amazing Spider-Man this and Spider, like there's so many just Spider-Mans. It's hard to follow at times. This is the first appearance of Doc Ock. Secret rare doesn't look like it's moved at all, so I don't know why it's on like the top gainers. Top losers. We'll look at this really quick, then we'll move on from chat. At what point could you, at a point you could get 3 waltz and like some change for a Spider-Man SR. Yeah, that is true. But the way people just value things on the platform, sometimes certain communities that people just get on and start investing really hard into certain NFTs, which is why things shift and move. But like I said before, I do think a day will come where Walt will overrun, you know, will basically surpass Secret Rare Spider-Man in price. A day will come when that will happen. See, comics, biggest losers. Amazing Spider-Man 252. That's the one with like the extremely low mint, like 1,000 mints total. That one's down as of right now. It looks like someone's just undercutting. I mean, I don't know if anyone that's paying $250,000 for that secret rare comic, but maybe. All new Captain America, Marvel's #1, Black Panther. So this is the other thing too. It's like, how is the secret rare like 5 times the price of the ultra rare? And I know not every ultra rare secret rare should be proportional percentage wise, but it doesn't make sense. This Black Panther 1998 just doesn't make sense to me. Journey to Mystery's down. Actually, wow, that's the first appearance of Loki, and that's actually going down to 50 gems. That's kind of interesting. Incredible Hulk is down. Avengers number 80. I don't even know what that one is. Amazing Spider-Man. This one, this uncommon's actually down below sub 20 right now. It's kind of interesting. Tales of Suspense. So it does seem like some people are consolidating some comics for other things. Maybe they're consolidating some of the cheaper stuff or some of the secret rares or some of the more high-end stuff. Or they could be going more towards the... or they're just liquidating in general. Who knows? It's hard to say. It's like way too many unknowns right now to make like very accurate descriptions or statements about this is why it's happening and this is why. It's like there's just way too much stuff going on, in my personal opinion. Josh B. Veve turned my $235 investment into 15K. Charged me double fees for all I care. Yeah. Lenticular's bound to keep dropping. Want to pick up a Pluto so bad right now. On a downtrend though, I think a golden moment Pluto. I think a golden moment Pluto, Goofy, etc. could drop the set. Thoughts? I don't think so. Because again, like I really don't think like the drop of Donald decline the value of the lenticular cards because it's FA. And if anything, it's almost like a 2FA thing, right? Because the first edition is just the first appearance of Donald on like a lenticular card set. And it sounds like a lot of these characters are only going to have an FA and an FE, and then that's it. So if they came out with like a Donald poster or a Donald themed car or a vehicle or something weird like that, that would not have the FE tag because it's already, that tag was already used up for the lenticular cards, I would think. Still not 100% sure on that, but if Donald only has one FA and one FE, Donald collectors are going to want both. And if you can't afford the golden moments, what's the next best thing? The first edition lenticular card, right? So I think so many people are always thinking like either or, like either this has to go up or this has to go down. Like there's no in between. It's like, how about they just both go up because it's a popular character and there are two different art, you know, there's two different mediums. One's a 3D collectible statue, the other one's a card. And then there's some people that might want the card more than the statue. The statue is just there, you know, doing this, you know, it's a double FA, that's cool. But the lenticular card has the signature on it, the gold trim, the music, the lenticular effect on it. So you can see the, you know, him walking as well as like the room that's kind of aesthetic to his personality, the signature, like all that stuff is really, really good. Like that's, I don't think any of the stuff on the platform has to be either or. It's like, it could just be both. You know, and you know, more Donald Duck stuff could come out that doesn't have any tags that's still going to do really well. That's why I'm still bullish on like Steamboat Willie. At the end of the day, I know it doesn't matter what I value. It depends on what everyone else values and like the marketplace, right? If people are just really, really bullish, and it's funny because I could totally see 6 months from now, or maybe even a year from now, people thinking back like, wow, remember when Steamboat Willie went all the way down to like 4.5K just because it didn't have a tag? Isn't that stupid? Because right now it's at 15K or 20K or whatever it is. Like people, we still do that talking about Veve 4 months ago. Like, oh my God, remember when like Golden Moments came out and people were selling all their Golden Moments for like below 400 gems? That just happened like less than half a year ago. Like, so I do think like we're gonna look back and just see that tags aren't gonna be the end all be all, right? You know, remember when everyone was selling off all their golden moments or all of their cars and like those like vehicle NFTs just because they had an FE tag and an FA? Remember that? And people were like, yeah. Like, dude, that was crazy, right? Like, I could totally see that happening 6 months from now to a year from now when everything starts pumping, or we get another 1.5 million people on the platform between now and the end of next month or something. Like, who knows? I think these cookies are like drying out my throat. I'm drinking water. I probably should have milk. Yeah, but Geo, I don't think, or Geo, so yeah, Geo, I don't think like the release of FA Donald Duck and FA Daisy shouldn't affect the price of the lenticular cards. But who knows? Maybe, and that's the other thing too. Like, who knows how? Just because there's a correlation that like, oh, they're both going down, so they're like affecting each other, it doesn't mean it's causation, right? So we're not exactly sure, like just because lenticular cards are going down, it's because of Donald Duck. It could just because there's a gem squeeze going on, or people are just trying to liquidate everything they can because they heard the word MTL and somewhat soon, and they're just like, oh my God, I gotta cash out. Like, who knows? Real talks, still not happy about having an email with 2FA securing all shmoney. I want to start these NFTs off at period in my own wallet. That's true. I could definitely see that. I even thought about this too, like the security of like, what if someone just like jacked your phone? Like if they took your phone, they could just open up Veve and then they could just trade something to themselves. And then most people on their phone, I have it too. Whenever I trade a NFT or if I send money to like a friend to, you know, have enough gems for a drop or something like that, like all it says is like, I get an email notification. All I have to do is click that little drop down. I don't even need to open my email or even have access to my email. All I have to do is click the little drop down. I get the 6-digit code, enter it in. So it's actually pretty easy to just like get rid of people's stuff. I think before you transfer an NFT, you should probably have to like, I think there should be an area where you could store your NFTs like on the app, but it's like in a vault in a way. So anytime you want to interact with that NFT, you have to put it in like a 4-digit pin or something like that each time, because right now it's like anyone could just take my phone, open up Veve, and just start transferring shit off of there if they really wanted to, which is kind of a scary thought, right? Sorry if this gets asked a lot for iOS standard app withdrawal, etc. cash out. So $1,000 minimum. Follow-up question along with Long-term value of R2 Turd Ferguson. I have no idea. I don't own iOS. I have an Android phone, and honestly, I haven't put enough money on the app to really have to like worry about that. Like I said, I've only put in like a few $100 over the course of like a couple months when I like first started, so I didn't have to deal with any like limits or anything like that. So I'm not entirely sure. But long-term value of R2, it's going to be fantastic. I think all the golden moments are going to go up. Some are going to go up more than others, but yeah, I think as of right now, like people, the community has kind of agreed that the golden moments are probably going to be one of the most stable NFTs on the platform, right? They're going to go up, they're going to go down, but it's not, you know, it's not like, where is it? I got to actually type in golden moments. Hello? There it goes. So Iron Man is down. I came from RuneScape, Grand Exchange. Yep, that too. Hey, Vibes, can we get the lenticular card price action? Yeah, we can do that in a bit. But that's the other thing too. It's like Iron Man's all-time high is 3,200 gems. I think it even went a little bit higher than that for a very brief period of time, like you know, like a week ago. But it's not doing what all the other NFTs are doing on the platform, right? All the other NFTs are down like 50%, 60%. Listings are absolutely just skyrocketing off the map. Like pretty much most of the DC stuff other than like Todd and Rizzo, I mean, those have gone down in price too. But like literally every other NFT on the platform other than Disney, for the most part, other than, you know, the whole Mickey thing and all that was a bit different. I feel like I'm like really behind on chat. DJ Muzz, oh wait, thank you so much for the £5 or the €5. I don't know which one it is, so I apologize. But thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I need to catch up with chat, so I'm gonna like just triple time it through here. So sorry if I skip your questions, but I did want to talk about Iron Man. But like all the golden moments, they're golden moments, secret rare comics, and like even some of the ultra rare comics are probably the most stable thing on the platform. At least they've shown that through the most recent gem squeeze. If we look at any other, especially like independent artists, anything DC, anything related to any other IP, like if Iron Man was any other IP, or if Iron Man was not Marvel, it would be at 1,500 gems right now, and the listings would be at 350. But it's not. It's a golden moment. People understand the value of it like long term. I know it just sounds like I'm just shilling out for golden moments, and I probably am just a little bit. But like let's look at Joe Mad. Like Effie, part of the first set of the Batman set, is keeping the tag basically out of the mercy of Veve for whatever reason. Come on, help me out here. Let's see. There it goes. I love it like when you... All right, there we go. So Joe Mad's all-time high, I believe, was like 2,400 or something like that. And this is why, I'll be honest, I'm consolidating probably a good portion of my vault to be mostly Disney as well as just golden moments. Like, yeah, his all-time high was 2,400. I mean, he has a candle back here about like 1,800. And then 2,200. Obviously, I think there was a mass delisting February 16th or somewhere around here. There was a mass delisting on Veve's end of just things just expired after 30 days, and so they just delisted it, which is why it's down here. But like, you know, even if we took its all-time high, let's just say its all-time high was 2K, like it's down 60%. Like none of the golden moments are down like that for the most part. Like they're not down like, or sorry, not 60%. Yeah, basically, you know, they're down like 40%, right? Yeah, so that'd be like 40%. None of like the Marvel, none of the golden moments are down like 40% from like their all-time high. Maybe Sorcerer's Hat, I will say that. But other than that, like all the other ones, like not so much. But like this is Joe Mad. Like this is like season 1 stuff. This was released at pretty much the same time. It's part of the Todd and Rizzo set, and it has the FE tag, like, and it's still just getting heavily choke slammed by the market. And the listings are down a lot right now because I think just the auto delister for the most part, but like these listings are going to go straight back up given enough time. Sorry, I'm gonna have to like really triple time it through chat because I do not want to get too far behind, but I do want to look at the Mickey lenticular cards for the most part. But yeah, I mean, everything's just going down for the most part. Like it's not a big surprise. I think people are forgetting that we had this absolutely massive run up during January where things just literally like anywhere between went up 50 to like 450%. So that's just going to take time to sell off slowly. So, I mean, in my mind, it just makes sense that if something's running up for 2-3 weeks and it goes up 250%, then it's probably going to take, you know, anywhere between 3 to 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks for it to undo a lot of that 200% and just really kind of test the patience of a lot of the people that did buy it back here and slightly on the way up too, right? So lenticular card, so Goofy's back down to 2.5. And again, I'm not saying that there's no such thing as flippers, but I'm very surprised that initially Goofy even went down to 2.5K, because no one has ever bought it for below 3K. So this was just a few days ago. God, this chart looks so weird. I don't know why it looks like that. Because like for the first 2 weeks, no one was able to buy Goofy except for like right here very briefly to buy below 3K. So then all of these people down here for like 2 or 3 days were just willingly selling it at a loss. And so it went back up. Now it's heavily going down back to 2.3. So there's probably a handful of people that bought at 2.3, 2.4, 2.5 and are just flipping it when it's at 2.5. So I'm not saying there's no flippers in like the whole Disney like space, but there are people that are flipping. So if you buy at 2.5, you need to wait for it to go back up to 2.8, 2.9 to flip. And so there's going to see some resistance there. But again, we need to think like long term, right? We can't think like, why is this NFT not pumping in the middle of a gem squeeze for a week? Like what's happening, right? Minnie Mouse down to 410, Donald Duck down to 650. So yeah, things are squeezing. Just give it time. I really think like after the end of February, I do think things will start pumping, but again, entirely dependent on what Veve announces. Like so much stuff just hinges on what Veve announces. So Donald is the way. Yeah, I still think gem for gem on for the lenticular cards, Donald Duck is your best bet. Like gem for gem. I do think Pluto will do fine. Like Goofy will do really good. Like they'll all do great, but gem for gem, I still think Donald is your best bet. New drops only gonna be for those multiple times. Yeah, Donald and Daisy. Can you please check the all-time high of Zombie Cap and Common Groot, please? Yeah, I could check both of those very quickly. Thinking about putting my... Hello. 55 ultra rare Spider-Man on sale for 23K for crypto. Do you believe that is too high for the current market? Just look at the other listings around 60, 70, you know, just look at the other sub 100 mints. And if you're trying to get rid of it sooner rather than later, you just need to undercut them. Like I can't really help you with like low mint stuff. Just look at what other people are selling it for. If you're trying to sell it sooner rather than later, you need to undercut everyone sub 100, probably even 150. Probably just 100, sub 100. But if you're kind of hesitant, you kind of want to get the best price, then, you know, kind of put it somewhere in the average. Have you seen Crypto Corey's FUD video? Crypto Corey's. Not exactly. I don't think I have. Is that the one that Cavell Anderson kind of recently covered? I'm not entirely sure. Off-time drive, I'm interested to see if the MTL fee will have an effect on the collectibles without the added 6% tax. Sounded like a bunch of people in Discord didn't realize not all NFTs have the Disney tax. Yeah, like, I mean, all the NFTs have a 2.5% fee except for Disney, Marvel. I think USPS has a total of 4.5%. We just found out that 007 has an 8.5% total tax fee as well. So, yeah, there's quite a few IPs that have like a certain tax fee or whatever to it. Sorry, to get back to the, what was it? All-time high Zombie Cap. I don't know if you mean the common or the ultra rare. I'm assuming you mean the common because you're asking about Common Groot. So... all-time high of Zombie Captain was 138. I would probably look more at this like resistance level right here, not like this candle, because that seems super thin. It was probably at 138 for 4 hours, maybe 6 hours. I mean, I could probably super zoom in and like find out, but it's probably more. It's probably closer to like 105. I would say it's probably somewhere closer to here. I know that's the all-time high, but it's so thin, and everything was just pumping crazy in January, especially like weeks 1, 2, and 3 of January. Everything was just pumping so hard. I think all this is just like natural retracement. People are going to be cashing out. We already have talk of MTL and stuff, so it's just kind of people just doubling down on just like, yep, now's a good time to cash out. So I think the real conviction is going to come over the next like month and a half, 2 months, whether people actually stay in. Do you think we'll see VVverse this year? I think so, but I think it's, to be quite honest, I think it's just going to be a glorified VR chat at best. And even then, like, VR chat's been out for what, like 7-8 years, and I think it's still the best thing we have when it comes to like any kind of like metaverse. Might take longer than MTL. What do you think? Can you help me understand SpiderMan common in the market around 0.6% available, which is less than before the slump? What factors could cause an increase of price to go back up to 1,000? SpiderMan. Sorry if I didn't look at Groot. Gotta put a dash here, apparently. SpiderMan, hello? I don't know, SpiderMan gives me like the most issues on here so far. Which one? Just the SpiderMan common? If I just type in spider. Are you talking about the common? Drew Pair, can you help me understand the SpiderMan common? So I'm assuming you mean this one. I do think there was a mass delisting like a couple days ago. What was the MTL announcement I missed? Just that they're just, next week is going to be their second round of beta testers, and it's hashtag soon, basically. Yeah, there's a mass delisting that happened on the market, so I wouldn't really pay too close attention as like the total listings. I do think a lot of those listings that a lot of the listings that get delisted because of the 30-day thing, they're on the upper end, right? Especially because the last 30 days there's been a massive gem squeeze. So all the people that listed their Spider-Mans for 1,200, 1,100, 1,000, 900, like all those ones that are all up here, they're getting delisted, but it's not affecting the floor because this is where the floor is at, right? So there's still probably a bunch of listings at around, you know, 700, 710, 715, 720, 730, you know, like there's a bunch so much at the bottom that even though there's a huge gap, like somewhere in the middle or above that, it's so high up on the list that people probably just aren't paying attention. So, yeah, but that's an interesting point. I don't think I noticed this mass delisting. So far, every NFT I've looked at, there's been a mass delisting here on the 16th or whatever, which kind of makes sense here. It kind of lines up with this last mass delisting, right? Around January 16th, a lot of NFTs got delisted. So, yeah, we'll see. But other than that, I think that's why the percent, like, even though there's literally less than 1% like in circulation on the market, it's just because a big part of it is just because I think a lot of them got delisted. I could be wrong, but it just makes sense that like every NFT that we've looked at just got the total listings just went like this, all on the same day. Do you know any OG bunnies by Tristan Eaton? No, not too bullish on any of the independent artists, to be honest. I'm pretty new, focusing on buying comics at 35 gems. Master collector points seem to be about the floor for most comics, except for the newer ones being a bit lower. Yeah, I'm not too bullish on master collector points. I kind of made a case against it in my most, like, a video when I was on Veve Vault's channel talking about it. It sounds like it's mostly just a program to kind of get the less popular NFTs to kind of just sell or kind of give them some additional value, because, you know, how many people are really going to stack uncommons or rares and stuff like that, like comics, right? Especially some of the trash tier NFTs. So I do think a lot of the kind of like lower tier comics are just getting propped up by the Master Collector program, which is smart on their part, because those would just completely fall off without any kind of like program to hold it up, right? On top of that, they've made so many changes to the Master Collector program that unless they completely finalize it set in stone and I see the reward incentive and actually see a reason to like start collecting these points, I'm not going to invest a heavy amount of gems into it. Like, instead of putting 5,000 gems into like random NFTs that could like give me more Master Collector points, I'd rather just put it in NFTs that's just going to give me the highest return. Rather than just like, I'm going to get points for like a random thing, for a random chance to win a random drop. Like, you know, that's just my point. Like, I know I'm fighting it pretty hard and like it's good for some people, but until I actually see like a reason to actually invest in it, like I'm not going to do it. They haven't even told us like what our actual rewards yet or what the staking is with Omi or like literally anything yet. So Master Collector program, not too bullish on it yet. No matter with NFTs, Fantastic Four #1 rare is best buy. Real world comic cost us 6 times amazing. Spider-Man #1, yet way cheaper. Buy. Interesting. It's easier to flip DC because of the lower fees compared to Marvel and Disney. Yes, that is very true, Joseph Laney. And I think people are starting to realize that, or people have started realizing that over the last few months, which is why I'm not like, I still think FA Joker's fantastic. I still think a lot of the Batmans are good. I still think F.A. Harley's great. But all of those are just going to take twice as long to go up because every single person that buys Joker at 1K, let's even say that 10% of the people that buy Joker at 1K, 10% of them want to flip. It's just gonna have to work twice as hard to just be able to push through some of those levels because there's just so many people flipping Joker. Because if you buy it at 1,000, technically you can flip it at 1050. It only needs to go up 50 gems in order for you to start flipping it and making a profit. And there are a lot of people on the platform probably that are more than happy to buy it for 1,000 and sell it for 1050 and make that tiny profit of like 20 gems, you know, or whatever it is. There are probably some people on the platform willing to do that and just do it over and over and over and over. So I'm not saying there's no flippers in Disney, but they're just disincentivized to actually like invest in Marvel and Disney because they just have to wait longer and have it run more, right? So support the Veve fam. I appreciate it. Kid Rascal 2.0. I think I'm catching up with chat finally. I think I'm getting there. I'm gonna just run through these. I'm almost at the most recent donation from DJ Muzz, so I appreciate that. Is Black Panther an anomaly? I don't understand why it has value. I have no idea, BJN. I have no idea. It's not an FA. Black Panther, I have no idea. Only 16 secret or immortal Hulks left. Yeah, I think that's because of the X-Men. I think it's because of the mass delisting that happened. I do think that's what happened. Like every single NFT I brought up, listings like just do this, and that just tells me, okay, like the auto delister is just in effect right now. So, and plus, don't get me wrong, once Immortal Hulk probably hits certain price points, all the people that are looking to make a profit are going to come out of the woodworks and put up their listings. Comic rares are good buys if one is interested in MCP. Exactly. Like there was someone asking, I remember a few weeks ago, they're like, hey, I have like 9.5k gems and I want to focus on the Master Collector program. What do you suggest? And we ran through a bunch of different scenarios and I just kind of eventually went with like, look, you're probably better off spending like 8.5k on just NFTs that are just going to get you a lot of money in the long run, and then just spending 1,000 on MCP, or 500 gems on MCP. Like if you're going to spend that much money, I'd rather just invest in things that I know are going to work for me long term rather than like investing money in essentially just lottery tickets, right? And like, don't get me wrong, those lottery tickets are giving you value, right? If you buy a rare comic, it's not just sitting there and it's like not gaining value. It's not going up in price. Like it will, but I'd rather just invest in blue chips or Disney stuff, Marvel, whatever else. Dora, and both is a movie and an upcoming TV show with Chadwick, with the actor passing. We speculate these actors will lead. Cool. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's more of a speculative play on people's parts, but yeah, we'll see. Joseph Laney, Black Panther 1 will go down when Fantastic Four 52 drops. Probably. I could maybe see that, but yeah. Kid Rascal 2.0. What do you think? I already have a pizza truck golden moment next to buy a Wally. Complete the set or pay a little more for a Daisy and Donald golden moments. I think you want to go for Daisy and Donald because I honestly think 2 months from now it's going to be harder to get a Daisy and Donald than a Wally. Because like if you wanted to build yourself back up like Kid Rascal to get your third golden moment, it's going to be way easier to get Wally than Daisy and Donald like at that point. And I do think Daisy and Donald, in my personal opinion, alongside Iron Man, gem for gem is going to go up the most percentage wise. I think given enough time, I do see Daisy and Donald be like the number 6 spot, probably number 5 spot, number 5 or number 6 spot of like overall NFT. So it's going to be up there with like Iron Man, Elsa. So it goes Walt, R2D2, C3PO, probably Elsa, Iron Man, and then Donald Disney or Donald Daisy. Donald, Daisy, and Iron Man, like those 3 might be switching around, even including Elsa, like might switch around with like the Sorcerer's Hat. It just depends on which people come on the platform. If more Marvel fans get on the platform, maybe Iron Man pulls ahead. But if the more people that are interested in Disney come on, maybe the Sorcerer's Hat or like Elsa starts pulling ahead. So we'll see. Yeah, I think that's the whole tier list. It's not just based upon just price, obviously, but on popularity and how big the fan bases are for like those characters as well. Great stream. Do you think Walt will ever reach 1 million gems? I think so. Yeah, why not? Give it enough time. Could take 5 years, but I do think it's gonna take a long time for Walt to get to the point where it's going to consolidate enough where people are actually going to hold Walt until it gets to 1 million gems, right? So I mean that could be a long while. If that does happen, it'll probably be like a low mint Walt, and that, you know, that could happen in the next few years, like a couple years or something like that. So yeah, I could see that. But like the floor of Walt hitting 1 million gems, that's a very long time. Maybe never. Like that you know, the floor of Walt, that's tough. You got to get basically not 4,000 people on the same page, because there's people that own multiples. Like I think Dr. Prophet has over 300 Walts, so he has like 8% of like the total Walts or something like that. I think it's 350 Walts. I forgot how much he has total now, but even then, that's a lot of people on the same page that are just willing to not cash out at any point below 1 million. I have 118 gems to spend. Hard to decide what to throw at it. I'm sure there's an infinite amount of comics you could go after. Again, I'm not too familiar with the comics. I still think for below 100 gems, I still really like, let's type in Spider again. I still really like, what is up with this? Spider. I still think Ghost Spider is a great deal. Ghost Spider is a fantastic deal for 92 gems. She's going to be, I think, in a lot of shows and movies in the near future. There could be, if you're bullish on the idea of gamification for Marvel Mighties. She basically pushed almost 200 gems like not too long ago. The listings are slowly going down, like, because these listings here just a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, was at 764, and now she's at 700 right now. I mean, it was at 690 or something like that. So the listings are starting to like slowly go down. And 90 gems is pretty much her, I would say it's not her all-time low. Her all-time low technically is at 79 gems or something like that. But I do like Ghost Spider. I do like, where's Steve Rogers at? It's hard to recommend, you know, 3D or the digital collectible NFTs, like the 3D, what do you call them? I forgot what like Veve calls them. Steve Rogers is an FA. That's a pretty good one as well. I'm sure there's some others that I'm missing. People are going to say Storm. People are going to say Groot. Like, I agree with those as well. But any of those are good in my opinion. I just feel like it's just the safest move right now for MCP Golden Moments. Yeah, I agree. Nikki Lenticular at 520 is a good buy. Mickey, I agree. Yeah, that's a good one. DeLorean will rocket when the Veveverse appears. I agree. Veve collects. I'm not too bullish on the NFTs that like heavily rely on the Veveverse to like get any kind of a value. So like that's why I was like kind of bearish, or not bearish, but like that's why I wasn't a huge fan of like Marvel Mighties when I initially got on Veve and I was like investing in different things, because I'm like, so many people are just leaning on the gamification to give it value. But then I started realizing, I'm like, wow, like Marvel's really pushing out a lot of FA characters on the Marvel Mighty side of things. So there could be a plan for gamification. It could be there, and plus they're all kind of that cartoony look, right? Please like open up, and yeah, they'll kind of that cartoony look, right? Even though it looks awkward, they'll look like they have horse hooves, which is just a weird look. It does kind of have that really ageless look for gaming, right? If you look at Fortnite, if you look at Team Fortress 2, if you look at Roblox or Minecraft, like they all have like not the best or most current graphics, but they're ageless, right? Like they're able to be enjoyed for a long period of time because you don't need to constantly update it for good graphics. So if you were able to play as Steve Rogers or something like that in some sort of fighting game or gamification or whatever it is, it's going to look good now, and it's going to look good 10-15 years from now, because it does kind of have that like cartoony look, right? And I think a lot of the FA characters in Marvel Mighty they're FA because, hey, let's incentivize people to actually buy the Marvel Mighties because they're FA. Like we have Doctor Doom and Green Goblin and Red Skull and Captain America and like all these like pretty significant Marvel figures that are all FA for Marvel Mighty. They might add some gamification saying, hey, you already have this FA Steve Rogers. We have a game coming out. You might as well play. You already own the NFT. You might as well do it. You know, or at the very least rent it out to other people that do want to have it. So I do think there's something there. So I'm a little bit more bullish on like Marvel Mighties. But like when it comes to like the DeLorean or the Ecto 1 or like the hoverboards and things like that, like I do think those are good and like decent investments. Like they're not the worst, but there's just better things to buy there's just better things to buy or to invest in that can give you more value in the short to medium term. And I just don't see those NFTs pumping until literally Veve says, all right, the Veveverse is coming out next month. We've added features for some NFTs. We've added some features for NFTs, and that includes transportation that you guys can enjoy in the Veveverse. Until that article comes out and says that almost explicitly, people aren't going to invest heavily. Like the, you know, the DeLoreans and all those things like aren't going to pump crazy. You know, I think they're always going to be the victim to gem squeezes. Anytime there's an announcement, people are always going to sell their DeLorean before their Ghost Spider or their this or that. Like, that's just the way it's going to be. MC number 1 is sitting at 2K. I'm about to pick one of these up. The gap between the SR and the UR is huge. It should be closer. Yeah, potentially. That was actually one I was looking at too. I was like, God, should I grab an Iron Man or a Marvel Comics number 1 ultra rare? And we can look at those charts really quick. Marvel Comics number 1. Ultra rare, so it's almost hitting 2K. I mean, that's almost the exact same price, right, as Iron Man. I'm just gonna look at the raw numbers. So one thing that's good for Marvel Comics is that it has like, what, a sixth of the mints as like Iron Man. All-time high is higher than Iron Man, so we also do have multiple peaks around here at 3,600, 3,600. Iron Man's all-time high is, I believe, like 3,300 or so. What's this most recent peak? At 3,200. So I do like the price action, like the activity of like Marvel Comics ultra rare quite a bit. Yeah, at least just raw number wise, I like the look of Marvel Comics ultra rare over Iron Man. And we can see these like multiple levels of resistance, right? So it's like anytime it goes up, you know, then it goes down, it gets bought up, it goes down. Like, it's actually quite a bit of resistance here. And of course there's gonna be another little dip. So, I mean, it could go a bit cheaper. I do think all the NFTs in general across the board can go cheaper between now and the end of the month. People are waiting for the chili peppers. People are waiting for whatever the heck the big announcement is at the end of February. Hopefully after February is over and March starts, people could just kind of move on and start investing again. But with Veve kind of teasing us with the Q system and MTL and a few other kind of information, because I really think the market is going to pump surely after Q system. So maybe they kind of realize that and they're going to introduce MTL as well as Q system like roughly around the same time. So there's kind of like a push and pull in the market. So people are trying to cash out. But then again, because the Q system is out and people aren't guaranteed basically passive income anymore, people that do own a lot of NFTs are going to be like, all right, I'm not winning drops anymore. I can't rely on that as income to like keep just buying what I want. I need to consolidate and start buying up stuff. So that's my kind of like headcanon about it. But good points, man. Thanks for answering. I subbed. I appreciate it, Gio. AK Bash, wait until MTL to buy or buy now. Pretty much. Yeah, I would agree with that. Gems feel like VC and NBA 2K. I don't know. J1 at Nosta, what's happening? Shaga? I don't know. Still, Gem Squeeze is just still happening. I mean, I would just fully prepare for it to just go through February, maybe even the first couple days of March or longer. Who knows? I mean, as long as Veve's still teasing the idea of MTL, I think it could happen. What's with this dip? Chris Duke? Yeah, pickup card already answered that. Are you worried about the bots thing? DJ Muzz? Yes and no. I don't really care about the bots on the initial drop. I'm more worried about them in the secondary market, right? I think they can do more damage in the secondary market. Like, them winning drops sucks and they're going to sell it on the market. But the fact that they can like instantly snipe like low mints or underpriced stuff, or they can just kind of just start doing a setting, I'm assuming, I don't know, like, I don't know how they set up the bots or whatever, but I would assume there's a setting where they could just list it like any NFT below this price just gets instantly bought and there's just nothing you can do about it, right? I've stopped bothering even trying to like go for comic like snipes, because you have to like open it and then scroll down and then click buy again. Like, it's just too much of a pain in the neck for me. So in my personal opinion, I do think bots are more of an issue in the secondary market. The Q system will kind of help them against bots initially in the Q system, but then again, what's stopping someone from buying 40 phones? So there's that issue, but then at the same time, I think bots are more of an issue in the secondary market. I'm not sure what you could even do to detect a bot in the secondary market. Like, I have no idea how that works, but yeah. I think they're more of an issue on the secondary market than the initial drop. Can you check the assassin chart? Yeah, I can do that really quickly. Sorry if I feel like I'm rushing through your questions, guys. Like, I don't like being that content creator that takes like someone asks a question and it takes like the person, and nothing against the content creators that do this, but like takes them 35 minutes to like an hour to get to your question. I've always like hated that. Probably just because I'm just like an impatient person, but you know, people are trying to get information about the market, and sometimes I just get too caught up with answering a question or just like explaining my reasoning, and then I scroll down, and all of a sudden I know there's like 55 more messages I have to go through. The assassin, yeah, these listings are pretty high. It's also kind of hard to judge something with such low mints. That's another reason why I don't really like kind of like looking at charts for like independent artists and stuff. It's just like sometimes the mint numbers are just so low where it's like, well, this is skyrocketing, but it only went up like 20 listings. It's like, oh, okay, I guess it's not that much. But yeah, we can see again here over the last couple of days, there was just this like mass delisting going on just from, I think, just the auto delister. So, but yeah, I really think, honestly, if you're going to buy an independent artist thing, just play the gem squeezes. Like, that's pretty much it. Goes up, then down, up, then down, then up and down. It's, you know, all the independent artists always start off high, then it goes down, then it starts going up until an announcement happens, and it goes down, then it starts going up, listings go up, you know. It seems like the same things always happen. So we saw here during January when the whole pump happened, every NFT got this little pump in like the second or third week of January, then immediately went down because people started taking profit. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of just see the ebbs and flows, and that's the thing with it being 250. You know, it's not that much, it's not that many gems, but I think as of right now, like, people are just investing in other things. And like, even when it was going for, you know, 320 or so, people are probably thinking in their head like, well, if I sell I have 150 gems on my account, if I just sell my assassin, I can afford a mini card or a Daisy like lenticular card or something like that. Or I have 500 gems, like, or 200 or 300 gems. Should I buy an assassin, or should I buy 3 Marvel Mighties that are all FAs? What should I buy? Like, there's just, as of right now, until like, in my personal opinion, a lot of the independent artists, independent artists plus Ghostbusters plus Powerpuff Girls plus Adventure Time, like all those NFTs, like, they're just not going to have a lot of room to grow until basically Disney, Marvel, and DC, like all those like big hitting brands, like price themselves out. Like, we need to get to the point where like the cheapest like black and white Batman is like 500 gems, and then we're gonna see Assassin and stuff grow, right? Because the only reason why Assassin isn't growing is because there's just better NFTs to buy for 250. There's just other things you could stack or that are just better to buy for 250 right now. Like, that's exactly what happened with Steamboat Willie. Like, Steamboat Willie went up to 10K until people started realizing like, wow, Steamboat Willie's at 10K. Wait, I could sell this and I can buy an R2-D2 plus an Iron Man golden moment. All right, I'll do that trade. And then it started going down and down and down and down, which is why I think it's kind of, I don't know, where is the Mickey Steamboat Willie? I still own a ultra rare Steamboat Willie. So right now it's just shy of 5K. I really think it's just going to continually just position itself like in that middle tier of golden moments. It's probably always going to be that around that range where you can basically sell it for an Elsa and like have a little bit of change left over. It's always going to be somewhere in that like middle range of the golden moments, because the second it hits 6K, or the second it goes like above, because like, where's R2-D2 right now? C3PO, not C3PO, R2-D2. Yeah, so you could sell it right now for a C3PO, like 1-for-1 it. And there's a lot of people that probably will do it. That are probably more than happy to sell their Steamboat Willie for a C3PO 1-for-1. Just trade it straight up. I want a golden moment. So interesting. Thought C3PO was a bit higher now. It's only at 3.6. So yeah, a bit of a pullback on a lot of the golden moments. I mean, they did see a nice little pump, right? And that's the other thing too. I think people are forgetting, like, golden moments in general was just pumping during the gem squeeze, right? And there's a whole lot of people that bought it for under 2K for 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, like 2.5 months. People bought this for under 2K, and then all of a sudden now it's up here. There's going to be a couple people that are going to sell for profit once it hits 4.5, 5K. Let me get through the chat stuff. I'm hodling Joe Matt. I know people will pay 2.4 for him. I'll hodl I paid $3.90 for them, so yeah, you're still in the profit, right? But that's the thing, Kryptony, is like there's a lot of people like you that have that bottom at 400 or whatever and are like, gosh, like I know this jump squeeze is getting kind of crazy. No, they could just paper hand it, and that's what's kind of exacerbating the drop, right? Or some people are more than happy to sell for a loss. I did that a couple times for the lenticular cards. I sold my FA Joker for a small loss because I'm like, wait, if I can get, I think Donald's gonna go for X price, and like, yeah, I sold my FA Joker for like a 250 gem loss, but that allowed me to basically buy 2 more Donalds and then sell them at the top, and I made more money than I did before. So I don't think you should never sell an NFT, but you have to have a plan, right? I don't think you should ever sell an NFT for a loss, but if you do, you better have a plan. Looks like the delister helps pumps. Yeah, it could be. Similar to crypto, Bitcoin is equal gold moments, altcoins, everything else. Yeah, that's the point that Crypto Chris made, and I really like that point. Superman good to buy? Ooh, let's look at Superman. Superman's in a weird spot right now because I do think a lot of people are flipping him to get golden moments. So right now he's in that awkward position, kind of where Steamboat Willie is, right? Was really high, but then once people were like, ooh, I could sell this and get like this golden moment and still have 2,000 gems left over, 1,000 gems left over, right? And I think the reason for that is that for 4,000 gems, Superman isn't the best NFT, at least in those people's eyes. It's not the best NFT to buy for 4K. People are probably out buying Elsa or C3PO or whatever it is for 4K, or if they spend a little bit more, you know, 10% more, they can get C3PO or whatever. So if Superman was the actual best buy at 4K, it would go up. If it was the best at 4.5K, it keeps going up. If it's the best at 5K, it keeps going up. But as of right now, it's not the best, at least in people's eyes. Plus the 2.5% fee doesn't do it any favors either, so. It's okay, Dino Marquez, I appreciate you being here. Can't go wrong with the first ever Disney NFTs, pretty much. Comics run the market. Not sure about that, but it's definitely interesting. I do want to invest in more comics. I do think they have a ton of value if you buy the right ones. I mean, they're just as good. I mean, we looked at Marvel Comics Ultra Rare, right? Just strictly by the numbers, it's actually better than Iron Man, a golden moment, just running the raw numbers, right? But it's a different thing when you have a lot more NFTs and just more movement when it comes to the golden moment Iron Man. There's probably not as many sales in comics because there's not a lot of people into comics right now, especially on like the higher end of things, and there's a lot of people that might just like Iron Man just because it's flashier over the ultra rare, so there's just not as many sales going on. There's not as much circulation of sales in the comics as there is compared to like Iron Man, at least like the ultra rare Marvel comics. I worked out, showered, ate, and you're still here. Hell yeah, dude, that's good. I meant to work out this morning, but honestly just got lazy, but I'm definitely gonna wake up early tomorrow morning and do that. Yeah, we're looking at the Superman chart right now, Bernardo. So the delister, of course, doing its thing right now. So mass delisting right now. But again, most of those delistings are probably happening like up here. Because if we're looking at from a month ago where like the January prices were, all the delistings are probably like above, you know, 5.5K right now. So all those like top end or like the middle range like listings just disappear. It doesn't really affect the floor that much. And even if someone was like, wow, that floor is like thin, they'd probably have to eat through like 30 or 40 or 50 listings to even like hit that part where like now the next few listings make bigger jumps, right? So overall right now, like Superman, I'm still holding off on it. I might invest in one at some point, but right now, just because it's not the best NFT to get for 4K, people are investing in other things. That's why it's going down. New drop announced. New drop, Loki for president on Monday. Really? What's this? So like my phone is on do not disturb. I'm probably like really late to that notification. My phone is on like do not disturb. Because when I'm streaming, I don't want things popping up on my screen while I'm streaming. What the hell am I looking at? Twitter. Celebrating President's Day. Loki is many things: God, trickster, liar, even hero, but he wants to add one more thing to the list: President of the United States. That's actually kind of funny. I don't know if you guys can see this. Oof. Whoop, I just already had it open. Vote Loki. Interesting. That art on the left looks pretty cool. I like that one. It's him like grabbing a baby or something. It's like, pretty interesting artwork. I do like the artwork on it. I'm not sure that's got to be a new age thing, right? Or like one of the newer comics or whatever. Interesting post from Ray Fixie right below it. So from the feedback so far, it's high time you make your users happy. Give us something. App utility, MCP, OMI to NFT, MTL. People are angry because you haven't kept your side of the bargain. Seems like they want those over any massive drops right now. Possibly. Right now I would like to get some really cool drops, but like, yeah, cash out options and all that stuff is great too. Like I admit, like they do kind of, I don't know, pick up their shit, I guess, and get going. Every 30 days, unsold listings get delisted. Okay, unsold listings get delisted. I thought it was just if your listing was over 30 days, it gets delisted or something. I didn't think that. So could I technically put up a listing if it's on the 29th day and then it just gets removed the next day? Is that how that works? Veve had to do some damage control yesterday, seeing the coming drops are so unspicy. Yeah, that could be it too. And I do think a bit of it is on the community side of things, right? Like we do kind of blow things out of proportion. We do kind of pick up an idea or a theory or speculation, just run with that without any confirmation on the Veve side of things. So I do agree, like Alex was the guy to kind of give us a teaser on golden moments with the golden glitter, right? So I think I think he started to understand his responsibility that like, hey, if you're gonna leak information early about a drop or something like that, people are pretty much gonna take anything you say at that point going forward as potential leak information or whatever. They're gonna, really look into what you're saying. So, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. When Spider 252 went to 800K, you could have sold it, really? And then use that money to buy 421 9.8 grades of the same comic in real life, which would be 2% of that comic's entire supply. Yeah. That's why I think it's like the best and worst part about like comics is that they're rooted in real life history, right? Like there's been confirmed sales of 9.8 grades and this and that, but like it's weird because there's times where like the Veve NFT, like the comics follow that rule, and there's other times where it doesn't. I know that's kind of a weird case because that comic doesn't really have anything super significant about it, but on the Veve side of things, it's just extremely low mint with like also alternative covers, which gives it its rarity and its value. So yeah, if people can't get drops with the MCP, users will probably sell out in mass. Maybe I could see that. Veve Fiends, love your videos. Would love to collab one day. Yeah, we'll have to do that. I totally don't mind having people come on. Sorry if I didn't see your message till now. I'm gonna catch up with chat like right now. Love your videos, but thanks Veve Fiends. I appreciate the $2. Have you seen Beanie Manana? What? Mania? Jesus, I cannot read right now. Beanie Mania on HBO Max. Not saying NFTs are Beanie Babies exactly, but here are some interesting parallels I noticed from the documentary. Yeah, it sounds like there was a YouTuber that Cavell Anderson reacted to. That guy made like a similar point about Beanie Babies, but this could be a bit different. Diamond Inc. What do you think of Wally being the first Mac on Veve in the movie when he's done charging, makes the Mac startup sound? And Steve Jobs' own Pixar? I don't know. I think that's like, I think that looks a little bit too much into it for the most part, Diamond. I found that like typically if you have to explain like an extremely like niche thing or like information about an NFT or a character or something like that, it typically doesn't give it additional value unless it becomes like commonplace or something. But I could be wrong. If CryptoPunks and Bored Apes are worth near a mil, Walt can be a mil easy. I think so too. I can't imagine having 300 Walts. So yeah, that's a lot. Hello, friends. Do you think Homer and Bart Golden Moments set will have any significance longer term, as it's the first Golden Moment set? There might be over 20 Golden Moment sets over the next few years. I think people are gonna more remember the first Golden Moment like sets, because remember they're each their own set. I don't think the fact that Homer and Bart was first is gonna give it any kind of like super significant like value. Maybe in the most edge cases, there's gonna be like people that are like historical NFT collectors, and they're going to collect like all the NFTs that have some sort of like NFT slash blockchain like historical significance. But outside of that, I don't see that being like, it's either you like Homer and Bart or you don't, and you're going to invest in it. It's not like someone's going to look at Homer and Bart right now. Like what is Homer and Bart going for right now? $1,500. So like, I just don't see someone coming on the app and looking at Homer and Bart like, yeah, I kind of like Homer and Bart, but I'm kind of a bigger fan of other things. And for 1,500 gems, I know it seems like a lot. And then then someone says, but wait, it's the first Golden Moment to ever be released. And they're like, you know what? You're right. The fact that I kind of like Homer and Bart, that kind of totally gets overshadowed by the fact that it's the first one released. So I don't know. Maybe I'm more of a fan of popularity. But I do think like niche, it's not even like niche information. Is it factual? Yes, but like some things are more like fun facts rather than just like information that gives it inherent value, right? Like something like Todd, where it's like the first minted ever on the blockchain, it's the first ever of everything. Like that's a huge deal. But like it being the first Golden Moment, like it's cool, but like even we're seeing Todd get affected a little bit, right? But I think it's mostly because there's just so many people that have stacked Todd for over a year that some people are just kind of selling them off one or two at a time for drops. Like there's probably still people out there that own dozens of them, multiple people, dozens of holders that own dozens of Todds right now. They're just slowly selling them off when they need gems for drops. So yeah, Homer and Bart, I just don't personally see that being a huge deal maker for someone to invest 1,500 gems into Homer and Bart. I think it's more important that like there's just Homer and Bart fans. Sun Eater, you're super right about that. Yeah. Imagine that the first NFT is the most valuable, so they're being collectors. Yeah, I'm thinking about swapping Homer and Bart for Donald and Daisy. Good move. I wouldn't sell like one Golden Moment for another. I do think Donald Daisy has like more potential, to be honest, but that's a tough decision to make, and to eat that like 8.5% fee, right? So I don't think it's a terrible move, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Like where's Donald and Daisy right now? Are they cheaper? They're cheaper, right? So 1340. Homer and Bart, yeah. I mean, if you can one for one it, I actually don't think that's a bad move. I actually don't think that's a bad move. And this is like a very niche case, right? Like usually I don't suggest people like one for one, like Golden Moment for another one, because you have to eat the fee. But I do think Homer and Bart could go down a bit more, and that Donald and Daisy could do better than Homer and Bart in the long run. Let's see. Donald will probably be worth more. Yeah, I agree. Is this the biggest bear market you've experienced since you've arrived on Veve? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I started November like 16th or something like that, like around this time. So been on Veve for a while, but like not that long for the most part. Comment, but when is MTL? You guys have a good one. Gotta go. Thanks for stopping by. Beyond the Pepper, Veve are being shy. Instead of 10%, they should take 20 to 25%. They've done so much for us. 10% is nothing. Yeah. Zeki Speak, hey, just hopped on. Have you looked at Walt already? Is there a better play than holding? Or is it smart to take some profits at this point? Bought in at 17K. I would just hold, dude. There probably will be a time that comes along where you take profits, but I don't think now is the time. the time to probably do it was a while back, and of course that's hindsight, you know, 2020. But for Walt, yeah, just hold, dude. Like, I don't think now's the time to sell it. Like, especially if you're not in any kind of hurry to get rid of it, I would just hold. Like I said, like the time to sell was probably like back here, like even just a few days ago, a week ago, whatever. But not at 33. I would just hold, dude. And there could be a point where it could go down to like 28, 25. Like it could go down that low, but I would still just hodl it. It's just too risky to make a play and like sell it now. And like, I don't know if your hope is to like sell it and then hope it goes down, then you buy back and then you kind of just recycle that kind of thought process. So I'm not entirely sure, but either way, I would just hold it. What do you think about Joe Mad Batman? I talked about it earlier. I think it's an okay investment, but for 1K, like I'd rather get a Donald card plus like Daisy or something like that for 1200 or whatever Joe Mad's at right now. Yeah, Joe Mad's at 1200. Like I'd rather get a Donald than like a Mickey lenticular card, to be honest. That's my take on it. Even though he has a lot of room to grow, just the fact that he's gonna have to work twice as hard to go up because there's so many people just flipping DC Batmans right now. So appreciate it, but I'm comfortable using the marketplace. It's something I'm considering but not committed to, which is what I was asking. Yeah, that's uncommon. Loki kissing the baby is gold. Yeah, I'll have to like check out the artwork a bit closer, but I do think that that's pretty funny. Yeah, congrats on having one though. As you can see, I'm trying to finish my set. Yeah, art is from the new Loki show on Disney Plus. Okay, gotcha. I haven't seen the new Loki show at all. They're looking to buy Walt. Who's buying more Omi? Fire sale right now? Yeah, now's probably a good time to buy it. I do want to put some money into it at some point. I just honestly just don't have the fiat right now to like put a bunch of money into Omi. I probably should put at least like a few bucks here and there, but delisting is only after 30 days by Veve. That's what I thought. We should have a bulletin board for people that are looking for certain mints and deals. That'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be kind of hard to do. I mean, you can already do that, right? If you're looking for a particular mint, you just look up on the market for the NFT you want and you look up low mints, right? Could there be an easier way? Yes, I agree. But having like a whole bulletin board of just thousands of just like low mint NFTs of people just putting up random stuff, I don't know. YouTuber Cody Thrive has a couple for around that price. I'll tell him I sent you. Yeah, if you go on like his most recent video, he has, not him personally, but he knows a guy that is trying to sell 2 Waltz right now for real life cash or whatever. So he said he would middleman for free. That's a wicked good idea, Kryptonite. Yep. Yeah, I'm familiar with him. I'll reach out. Cool. Rafael Garcia, make sure to start lower. Good luck. Yeah. Vojtek Frank. I think I pronounced that correctly, or maybe I completely butchered it. Who knows? Isn't it strange that Disney orders to Veve to drop additional golden moments and Veve just does it? Doesn't it sound like a healthy relationship between 2 partners that puts golden moments exclusivity in danger? I don't think it's even then. It's probably not up to Veve to determine like if Disney wants to put out more golden moments. Like it sounds like Disney just approached them and said, hey, we want to do something for Valentine's Day. What do you think? And maybe it was Veve's idea initially to be like, hey, like we can do golden moments. We did it before. They did really well, like whatever. Or maybe, hey, we already have the renderings for these 2 characters. We can kind of just make a golden moment out of it. I said yes. And plus, like, we have no idea what the actual verbal details, the contract agreement, anything that we have between Disney and Veve. So we have no idea how that exchange actually took place and whether it's healthy or not. It's not for us to judge anyway. So I will say, like, probably the power struggle, not even power struggle, but the power between the 2 companies, yeah, it's probably in favor of Disney. It just makes sense. Like, Disney doesn't need Veve, but in a way, yeah, Veve needs Disney, and they both kind of realize that. But I don't think yeah, who knows what's actually happening, but I think kind of like just assuming it's like not a healthy relationship and like puts golden moments exclusivity in danger. If If Disney wants to just keep pumping out golden moments, that's totally up to them. Like they can do whatever they want. And I don't think it's I don't think golden moments, especially if you just invest in the original ones, I don't think they need the exclusivity. If you just invest in the original ones, or like the first, you know, quote unquote sets that came out, you're gonna be fine in the long run. Like it doesn't matter. And even then, like even if they did pump out 50 golden moments, people are still gonna invest in the ones that have the most popular characters, right? Or the exclusivity part is only gonna apply to the first set of NFTs, because all the other ones are gonna be like, well, that's from set 3 or 4 or 10 or 40. But some of those, but the more popular characters will override that exclusivity thing. Like if they came out with a Simba one, that could probably do really, really well. Or if they came out with, you know, Darth Vader, even if Darth Vader came out 3 years from now and 50 golden moments from now, it's still going to override all the nuance because it's Darth Vader. Like I still think popularity is going to trump exclusivity or drop number or how many other versions there are of it, at least in my personal opinion. Mickey Lenticular is the first Mickey FE. True. Yeah, I guess that's true. First Mickey FE, first edition. Yeah, FA. Yeah, there's that. I just think the lenticular cards are just fucking cool, just across the board. They're just really cool. They're hyper collectible. I kind of made a meme about it that boomers would love that kind of thing. Like all the, you know, let's say older collectors of Disney and Donald and Mickey and all that stuff. Would love that. They're like, oh, look at it. It has the lenticular card. Look at the signature on the back. It's just like how the writers do it over in Disneyland, and the Daisy and the D and all that stuff. It's so nice, and you can hear the music and get your hips moving with it. I really like it. Like I totally picture them just digging that, and like the gold trim and all that stuff. Like it just has so much personality like on the card. So I do think collectors would absolutely love the cards, and I don't think it's an either or case, right? If you love Donald and you have enough money, you're gonna buy the FA Donald and the FE Donald. Like it doesn't matter. Or if you don't have enough money for the FA Donald, you're gonna get the next best thing, which is the FE Donald card. And if they release another Donald NFT and you don't have enough for the FE because the lenticular card might be worth $3 grand and the golden moment might be worth 10 grand, you're just gonna buy the next best Donald thing, right? Like it's just gonna go down. So I don't know why I just went on that tangent pretending to be an old lady that likes a Disney lenticular card, but yeah, there is that. Just bought 2 more Donald and Daisy at floor. Let's go, Brandon Jacobs. Let's go. You're not going to regret it. I do think gem for gem, the best golden moment, I think alongside Iron Man, is Donald Daisy. What do you think is better, Donald and Daisy golden moment or true Donald lenticulars? Interesting. That is a pretty good question. I think price point wise, they're pretty much the same, right? Or they're only off by a little bit. I do think the golden moment, ooh, I don't know. I'll probably still say the golden moment one, but not by much though. Like, I mean, there's 13,000 golden moments of Donald Duck, but if we look at the lenticular card for Donald, and that's the other thing too, like percentage-wise, maybe Donald Duck, the lenticulars do better percentage-wise over, even though it has like less mints than the golden moment. Maybe it is Donald Duck, who knows? Maybe, especially at this price point, 650, like that's pretty good. Yeah, it probably could do better price-wise, like gem for gem. Maybe Donald Duck lenticular at this price would be better. It's hard to say, but that's a really good question. $650, yeah. But I mean, the advantage that the golden moments have is that A, it is a golden moment. It's a double FA. 2 significant figures that are usually together are together. So yeah, I do think both of them could do very well, but like putting those two against each other, if you said 3, like if there's a period of time where like Donald and Daisy are like, let's say the golden moments are up a little bit more and like Donald Duck was down a bit more, and he said like 3 Donald Ducks, I'd probably say the 3 Donald Duck lenticular cards might do better, but right now I'd still say the golden moment would do better overall. DRM David Rosen's mom, okay. Largest pullback, yes, but after but this is after a huge pump in January. Pretty much, that's exactly what I've been saying. Like, this is just natural retracement happening on the market, at least in my personal opinion. Like, we look at, I mean, let's look at Iron Man really quick. Come on. Dude, I've been streaming for over 2 hours. I'm just crazy. All right, so I had to mute really quick. There's this loud ass siren outside. Yeah, like if we look at January, Iron Man was at 635. You look 16 days later, so a little over 2 weeks later, it does a what? Basically, it's a 4x, 5x. How many is that? That's a lot. That's like a 4x, a little bit more than that. Yeah, that's a 4x that I did in 2 weeks. And so between now and whatever, there's a lot of people that bought below 600 gems or bought below 700. So it basically doing a 4x up here, it's just natural that some people, you know, the other, you know, because at this point there is 12,333 people that bought it below, let's say 700 gems. Let's just move it up here, 700 gems. Once it gets up here, you don't think like dozens of people, hundreds of people aren't going to occasionally sell it here and there for up here when they bought it for 600? They're going to sell it for 2K, 3K, whatever, like wherever it's at. Like, it's just going to happen. This is just natural retracement that once I'm pumped up to 3,200, people are like, hey, I kind of want to sell it and just get some profit or find a way to cash out or invest in something else. Yeah, this was just like a huge pump. And the fact that it's also just holding its value so well and it's not doing a DC or anything else where it's just like, all right, time for the listings to go up to 350, 400, and now it's time for Iron Man to go back down to 1500, which is still really high. Like, that's still only going back down 50% of the value from its all-time high, but it's holding its value very strong overall. But this is just like natural retracement. Like, people at any point, tons of people could just take profit. So that's why I think this gem squeeze is just testing a lot of people's patience and conviction of like actually holding it through all that time. So let's see. How high do you think Donald and Golden Moments will be? I'd said before, it's hard to put a dollar amount in there, but I think right now, if I had to rank it like in the group, like I did it before. I don't think it actually saved it. I might have to pull it up. And I'll put a link actually to this too, if you guys want to do like a tier list yourself, or if any of you guys are content creators for Veve, you guys can just use this link. I'm going to put in chat and you guys could just do it yourself. I think I even put in the new list. That is not right. I think I have to like undo it. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, I have to like undo it. Oh, that's annoying. But this was basically my tier list. You guys can see that, right? This is basically my tier list. So S tier means it's grail territory. Like, it's just going to go up and up and up and up, and you're probably not going to be able to, for most people, they're probably not going to be able to get it. It's that if it's a first appearance, it's super significant. Like, I put Walt in there and I put R2-D2 because I do think it's been doing a great job of holding its value. It's FA Star Wars. Star Wars is a juggernaut of a brand and IP. One of the most beloved and reoccurring characters to exist in like the Star Wars franchise. Like, it's got so much stuff going for it. I put Donald and Daisy like here because I do think these four positions can all swap with each other. And this is just like price wise. Like, I do think Elsa's always probably gonna out edge like Iron Man a bit, but who knows? Maybe there's a huge pile of people that come in that are more Marvel fans than Disney, let's say, or they like Marvel more than Disney princesses or whatever. And so maybe Iron Man overtakes it and then it swaps around. So like, I do think like these four are going to swap around just based on who's on the platform and what kind of announcements are happening. Or, you know, maybe right now Hat is down here, but when they release a series 2 of the Disney or the Mickey NFT collection, because right now it's Steamboat Willie, what if they did a Fantasia version where they released Fantasia Mickey? All of a sudden now the hat starts getting very bullish because Fantasia Mickey got released. Like, any kind of announcement or anything kind of else that's going on, maybe they do a princess announcement of like princess NFTs. Maybe they're not golden moments, but they're just like, hey, we're gonna do Cinderella, Ariel, Snow White, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, well, Elsa's the first princess, so let's put her up there. Like, people are going to start investing in that. Like, those 4 spots are just going to keep moving around, in my opinion. But I do think, like, I can't put a number on Donald or anything like that, but I think he's going to rank, Donald and Daisy are going to rank in somewhere in the A tier. At least, in my personal opinion. This was kind of like my tier list for the most part. So if you guys want to do the tier list yourself, I don't know why it saved it as is, like this. But I could put it in chat and you guys can do it yourselves. It's going to probably have that order, but all you have to do is just drag it down here, right? No? Maybe not. Okay, let's... Hi, maybe not. Hold on. Presentation mode, reset. Okay, sorry about that. Let me hide this. Remove. I think this will still do it. All right, let me click that. Does it reset it? Okay, cool. So if you, so any of you content creators want to do like a tier list, honestly, it's like super easy, lazy content. Like, don't get me wrong. You can just talk about each one. They're not in any particular order. So I just removed the D tier because I don't think any of them are D tier or like, you know, so I usually go delete row or whatever. But just because I put like an NFT in C tier, it doesn't mean that's equivalent to like a different NFT in C tier. Like, these are all related to each other, right? Or these are all in relation to like other golden moments. So like, even though I put Avengers logo in C tier, if I'm comparing it to like a different NFT, like if I did like a tier list for all, like literally every NFT on the platform, like all the golden moments would be S or A tier for the most part, if I compared them to every other NFT on the platform. But because they're compared to each other, some are just simply better than others. Let's see. Do you think R2D2 is going to go down further? Potentially, but it's going to still retain its spot as the #2 golden moment, at least in my opinion, for now. I don't see it. I mean, it could dip a bit further, but I wouldn't like sell it now in hopes that it dips another like 8.5% so you could like rebuy it and get profit. Like, just hold on to it. That'd be my take. I would just hold it. Would you sell a stack of 12 Marvel Comic ones to buy an Iron Man slash Marvel Comic ones to buy an Iron Man slash Donald Daisy golden moment? You'd have to sell 12 of those? Aren't those like 400 gems each? Do you have to sell that many? Oh, to buy both. Let's see. Come on, work with me. Marvel Comics. #1. Am I like misspelling something? Am I missing something here? The hell? All right, let's go for a refresh. But I mean, I would assume that's part of the reason why you stack those comics, right? I feel like that's part of the reason why people stack comics, is because they can eventually sell them for collectibles that they do want, right? What is going on here? Okay. Just getting like really big lag spikes right now. Marvel Comics. Is it really only 63? Okay, I was gonna say there's no way in hell Marvel Comics #1 is just 63 gems. Like, I don't know why that would. I'm like, what is going on here? Yeah, these were going for like 400 for a while. It's up to you. Like, I mean, you're the one that stacked the comics, right? So I think you understand. I feel like that's why some people stack comics. Like, they just use it as their gem wallet, right? Hey, why have 2,000 gems just sitting in my wallet when I could just invest 2,000 just stacking comics, and like they're going to accumulate value, go up and up and up, given enough time, right? So I don't think it's a terrible move. It depends on like how many comics you have overall, but yeah, I mean, the hardest part is going to just be selling 12 of them. But I do think Iron Man and Donald and Daisy are at fantastic prices right now. Did you buy those 12 Marvel Comics for cheap? Yeah, exactly. Average cost is 110 to 130 range, 140 each roughly. Yeah. it's up to you. I mean, that's why you stacked them, right? Is so that one day you can sell them for something that you think is going to do better overall. Yeah, I think Golden Moments is probably one of the better investments you could do for sure. And 1 year, in your opinion, Goofy or Donald and Daisy, higher price point? Goofy or Donald, Daisy, higher price point? I would say Goofy still. Like, being the gatekeeper to completing the set for the lenticular cards, I still think, like, gem for gem, Donald and Daisy is probably better, but Goofy is still going to be very solid. Like, Goofy's just a hard one to figure out right now. And honestly, it doesn't make much sense why he's selling for so low. But he is, so be it. But I own a Goofy right now, and I have full conviction I'm just going to hold it. There could be a certain price point that I could sell it at, but DLR price prediction on Donalds and Daisies in 2 to 3 months, and Pluto price prediction that timeline. I couldn't tell you, dude. I have no idea. That's assuming I know every single catalyst on every single unknown announcement on Disney's end, on Veve's end, any future IP announcements, MTL, cash out, Q system. Like, there are way too many catalysts between now and the next 2-3 months. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, I really wish I could give you a price prediction. Let's just say 2K. I don't know. I'm just throwing a random number out there, but as someone that studies the market like very closely, I think it actually gets harder to predict prices that far out. If you told me like next week or maybe by the end of the month, but like anything more than like a couple weeks out, it's just like, even then, who knows? Like, Veve could just say tomorrow Veve could just announce like, all right, by the way, for Black History Month, we are going to be doing for the last week of Black History Month, we're going to be doing Another Thing is Storm, we're doing Black Panther, we're doing Spawn, we're doing Bishop from X-Men, and we're doing, like, they could just slam us with just like big character after big character after big character, release them all back to back in the same week. Like, anything could happen. Would they do that? Probably not, but you just never know. When it happens, like in between those days, there could be like first appearance of Spawn, first appearance of Black Panther for like comics and stuff. Like, there's just so many things that could do it. Like, I wish I could help you out, but like price prediction ones, I feel like the more I understand the market, the less I realize I know. You know, it's like sometimes the more you study something, the less you actually realize. Because if someone says they can figure out the market or if they can give accurate price predictions, I think they're full of it, in my personal opinion. How is Veve membership totals still rising? Like, just people logging onto the app, just in general? Well, that's cool. I mean, NFTs are, I don't know, people are sharing it. It's word of mouth. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I told 2 of my friends about it, and then they told their girlfriend and 2 other friends, and they told their friends, and, you know, all that stuff, or their family members. Like, you know, just grows word of mouth, right? You tell one person, it's like the spokes of a wheel. You tell one person, and they tell 5 other people. And then those 5 people tell 5 other people, and then it's multiplicative, right? So, especially people that in our age bracket, I would say people between the ages of like 25 and 40, maybe a bit younger, are really interested. Maybe not all of them, but most of them are pretty interested in new ways to accumulate wealth. What's the new best thing? I remember reading something that said, like, pretty much in the real world, like every 10 years, there's a big new thing that happens that people can accumulate money on, right? 8, 9, 10 years ago, it was Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Now it could be NFTs. The years before that, it's just like anything internet related, or, you know, whatever. You know, if you invested in like Amazon, or if you invested in like Microsoft or Apple or anything like that 20, you know, plus years ago, like that was, you know, certain stocks if you invested in, like pretty much every 10 years, there's just like a new piece of technology or just a new thing that, like, if people just get on board early, it just completely blows up and it just makes a lot of people a lot of money. So this could be it. Who knows? Real Ray, for those that say that golden moments will become undervalued, think about it this way. The common has 13,333 for each. There are going to be 50 of them that will give you... If there are going to be 50 of them, that will give you... Total golden moments, them being split off of Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Fox, Marvel. They will hold value, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm to be honest, it was kind of hard to follow like what your point was, but... yeah, and like they're all recognizable characters. People know who they are, and all that stuff. I just don't picture, at least right now, like Disney just releasing that many golden moments, like doing the the Fab 50, just doing like all 50 of them. But who knows? I mean, Disney could do whatever they want when they want to, right? So, but I do think the golden moments are at the very least the versions that we have now will do the best. I think it's going to start falling off once like Veve slash like Disney starts releasing golden moments of like a lot of characters that just like not a lot of people know about. Like, imagine if they released like a whole new series, let's say multiple sets of golden moments within a week, like they did last time, and they're pretty much all like on the same level of like Lady and the Tramp. I think at that point people are gonna be like, man, like whatever. And if anything, because now those NFTs or those golden moments are gonna fill up the slots of like maybe say 700 gems to 1200 gems, that might just push up the original ones even more, because they're gonna be like, hey, look at these golden moments, but do you have the originals? Do you have the ones, the first ones that came out, whatever. Can you check Captain Carter, or do you think there's a better buy? There's always a better buy than Captain Carter. As much as I hate to say it, but like I can already tell, Captain Carter. Hello, Captain Carter. Oh, it's because I'm on comics, no wonder. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's not liking something. Am I just like misspelling it? There it is. 300. Yeah, there's better stuff to buy. I think she's already worn out her usefulness. I think they change the FE tag, the FE tags like today or yesterday or something like that. Yeah, there's better buys. I'd rather have 3 Ghost Spiders than Captain Carter right now, personally. I'd rather have not Black Cat. I'd rather have Spider-Woman, Spider-Man, and Ghost Spider. I could buy all 3 of those for roughly the same price. I'd rather have those 3 than a Captain Carter, personally. Like, yeah, is she going to be in like the What If series or like in the new movies? Potentially, but unless she's like the focal point of the movie and she is like the main character and like everything's focused on her, and she's just going to be a side character. Is Donald and Disney Golden Moments worth it right now? Of course. Yeah. I mean, I bought mine at 1.9. Yeah, I bought mine way too high on the first day that it released. I FOMO'd into it, but it's still, I'm very confident that it's going to go up to 2.5, 3K pretty easily, given enough time. You know, everyone's just gonna have to just wear out this storm of whatever this February gem squeeze is, and a lot of people are gonna look back on this like, remember February, the gem squeeze, everyone's freaking out, you know, and there's a bunch of issues and this and that. Like, I get it, but eventually there's gonna get to a point, there's still a bunch of people getting on the app. Even my roommate and like another friend said they might throw some money into the app and start buying stuff, because I told them like, dude, like everything's really cheap right now. Like we got a lot of bullish information from Veve talking about MTL, because that was one of the things they were like looking for an exit strategy before they put in a lot of money. So now it's here, so now they're gonna do it. And then now they want to put in some money, so it's like everything is cheap right now, and if that happens enough times to enough people, it's gonna go back up, right? But who knows, this gem squeeze could last another 3 weeks. It could go to the middle of March until we get some different information, or all of a sudden certain groups or IPs are going to go up in price, people FOMO in, then that kind of just spills over into other things. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I still think Donald Daisy at 1.3K is still a great buy. I mean, I might pick one up too. I mean, I can't afford one right now, but it's like kind of waiting on the new announcement as well as some other things. But it wouldn't pull up that comic because you're under my tab. Yeah, exactly. What do you think of Marvel Premiere 21 Rare and Ultra Rare? Very low mints. The first appearance of black woman on the cover. Talking about what was her name again? Rambo or whatever. I don't know too much about comics, to be honest. Like, I don't know like what historical significance that plays. Like Marvel Premiere Rare and Ultra Rare. I think that I might be, of course we don't see the cover on it. Of course we can't see the cover, but I don't know, like that might appeal to certain people. There are communities, there are people that do care about having the first appearance of a black woman or man or whatever. Is that going to be enough to like skyrocket the price? Like, I don't see it. I don't see the mass appeal of that being like too high. Is it an important talking point? Yes. Is it something that could give it additional value? Yes. But again, you kind of have to ask, like, how many people are going onto the app, looking at all these comics? Okay, these are really cool, but like, I want to just buy the first appearance of a black woman on a cover. That's what I want. Like, unlikely, but it could happen. Like, there are probably going to be comic collectors that do value Veve exclusive covers, and like having those little things of like, hey, I want to collect this cover, and this is the first appearance of a black woman. Like, it could be a thing, but I can't tell you how much value that adds to it, you know, if it does or it doesn't. I think, can it add value? Yes, but I don't think it's has enough like mass appeal, or like enough people are asking that kind of question, at least in my mind, to like have it just be one of the like top tier like comics. And I know that's not what you're asking, but not entirely sure. Bitcoin Dice, too much Disney talk. What about Cartoon Network? Sure, we can pull up Cartoon Network. I wish Cartoon Network did better. Like, don't get me wrong, I really wish. I want them to do better, but again, until there are please pull up Cartoon Network if I type this in. If I have to scroll down, no. All right, let's just do this. Let's look at Powerpuff Girls. Man, the ecomi app is like really fighting me today. That's Cartoon Network, right? Let me double check. Just making sure that it's like Cartoon Network. Let's see. Cartoon Network is Adventure Time and Powerpuff Girls. Okay, cool. As much as I like dude, I want these to do well, don't get me wrong. I do think there's a little bit too much on rarity or scarcity / rarity over its popularity, right? There hasn't been any like relevant Powerpuff Girl shows, movies, anything like that, any kind of like recent media or merchandise that I could probably think of off the top of my head that really makes Powerpuff Girls popular, right? Is it nostalgic? Yes. But at the same time, there's just better NFTs to buy for their price point. Like I said, it's, if those were the best NFTs to buy for their price point, they would be higher in price for the most part. But I do think they are pretty much just getting carried solely due to their low mint sizes, right? For the most part. In my personal opinion, like if we look at, I mean, you can just see those listings just skyrocket. Every single time there's an announcement, listings go up. People are trying to get rid of it for what? The new drop, right? Which is most recently been mostly Disney, DC, Marvel. That's what a lot of the newer drops have been. Like, I just don't see people selling off their NFTs in mass to pick up specimen number 180 something or whatever, like, or people would pick up the next Ron English thing. I could be wrong, but most of these people are selling off their stuff because they want the more popular IPs, right? That do sell better, that do retain their value better, more resistant to gem squeezes. Even though this thing only has 4,000 mints, and that's typically the argument I see. A lot of people are saying, the question's always phrased like this: hey, why is this so low? The mint numbers are low. Like, hey, is this being overlooked? The mint numbers are low. Why is the price low? It's like, I don't think you just happen to stumble upon the one NFT that just like 1 million users just happen to overlook. It's like, people just don't want it. Like, it's honestly that simple. Like, people just don't want it. Like, people would rather, as of right now, because what's popular, people would rather get Spider-Man or Batman or anything Disney related, like, or Golden Moments or whatever it is. Like, that's just how it goes. People, like, for me, if I had 250 gems, like, I wouldn't buy Buttercup. I would buy probably Zombie Hunter Spider-Man plus you know, or I would buy, I'm trying to think, like, I would rather buy like Storm plus a Darwin Cook Batman. I'd rather buy Ghost Spider, Marvel Mighty plus you know, some other like 150 gems worth of other things, like, because it just retains its value better. Like, and already, like, the listings are pretty much at an all-time high, or it was until they started getting delisted by the market, because things started getting delisted. But that's just how it goes. Like, until Marvel, DC, and all those like big popular brands price themselves out of that 250 gem range, Buttercup isn't going to have a lot of room to grow. That's just how it is. And mostly, I hate to say it, but mostly like these kind of NFTs that people invest in is kind of a trap for like newer people, because they look at it like, why is this so low? There's only 4,000 mints. Like, I'm going to buy one. Like, and it's not like a trap necessarily, but you pretty much just have to play the gem squeezes for the most part. Like, they just don't get a lot of movement. Or if it does pump, like, you just better be ready to sell it off as fast as you can, because it's going to go down just as fast as it goes up. Same thing with Mojo Jojo's. Like, how is an NFT, and I remember asking this too, it's like, how is an NFT with 3,000 mints that's so much less than Spider-Man? Like, why is this doing better than Spider-Man? It's like, well, it's because Spider-Man is owned by Disney, and Disney's just going to push as much Spider-Man content, movies, shows, alternative characters, whatever, incessantly. Like, when's the last time you heard of like Mojo Jojo, anything related to that? Even the Omicron community probably couldn't even help this guy, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I hate to be the person that just pushes nothing but like Disney and Star Wars and Marvel, but that's just the hotness right now, right? If you guys want to invest in things that do well. I will say, if you do like swing trading and you're very quick on the market, maybe not right now, but once the market starts recovering, you could get some decent margin. Like, there's some decent margin like there at 325, 414, 2.5% fee. That's not bad, but you just have to be really quick on the trigger, because if you're not, it's going to go right back down. Because people then realize, oh, there's so many people trying to get out that the second it pumps, they just try to sell it as fast as they can, and they're probably going to reinvest that into something else. So I know that's probably not the answer you're looking for, Bitcoin Dice. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but that's just how it is with Adventure Time too. Like, Adventure Time, oof, there's so much like volatility there, especially with Jake the Dog and Finn Mertens. Like, don't get me wrong, I want these to do well, and I still have not seen Adventure Time. I still want to watch a couple episodes here and there, but like, look at these listings. Like, they are just sky high. It's like it goes down, and then it's like, oh wait, golden moments fly up. Okay, cool. Like, things are finally starting to settle. It goes down. I think that's probably because of the delisting thing. It starts going up because of another announcement. You can just see where it goes down and up, right? And the second there's an announcement or anything kind of significant, listings fly up, price goes down. It's just the same song and dance every time. Let me catch up. What's happening to Omi right now? I don't know. I can't really comment on it. Would you buy Goofy now or Donald Daisy? Are they even like remotely the same price? Are they? Goofy. I want Goofy. Goofy? Yeah, they're very different priced. I mean, you can buy 2 golden moments. I mean, you can get Lady and the Tramp and Donald and Daisy for Goofy right now with this price point. I would do that instead of Goofy personally. Although Goofy is priced very, very low right now. You can't go wrong with either. If those were the only 2 decisions, obviously pick Goofy because it costs more. But if you have 2,500 gems, just get, honestly, I would probably get Iron Man plus like a lenticular card like Mickey or Minnie or something like that. Or you get Donald and Daisy, and then you could spend your last 1,000 on, I guess, like Lady and the Tramp, or possibly like 2 lenticular cards or something. That'd be my take. Yeah, that'd be it. Real Ray, oh, I was just saying, if people were thinking that the golden moments lose value because they're losing scarcity, it won't be that scarce. Yeah, exactly. It's not as scarce as you think. And that's not including people that like double up, triple up on golden moments, right? Johan Hendel, what do you think about the 10% fees when you cash out? I think it's fine. I don't have much experience with cashing out. I assume there'd be some sort of fee. I think 10% is fine, personally. What's this gem squeeze? So gem squeeze, Marwin, is whenever well, typically it's whenever an announcement is either anticipated or there is an announcement, people start selling off their NFTs to have enough gems to play the drop, right? So when the lenticular cards plus the the Disney lenticular cards plus Marvel Mighties, because those two drops happened like basically back to back. There was a bit of a dip in the market. So if we look at like, let's just look at some Batmans. Let's look at, fuck it. Let's just look at Darwin Cook. He's really cheap right now. 168. That's crazy. I'm trying to remember when the lenticular cards came out. I can look it up really quick. When did these come out? These came out on 29th of January. So 29th of January, just right about here. That's when they were dropped, not when they were announced. So it's probably a little bit before that. It's probably somewhere around here. And thank you so much. What up, dude? Have golden moment listings dramatically increased overall in the last 24 hours? Thanks. Yeah, and we were just talking about that. I think just because the you can look at literally every single NFT. There was just a mass delisting. I think it's just the monthly delisting automation thing that Veve has. Like literally every golden moment I've looked up, or just every NFT I should say, between the days of like February 14th and 16th, there was just like a mass delisting going on. Even all the way out to like the 18th, like there's just been, the listings just fall off a cliff. So I think people just got their stuff delisted and people are just relisting stuff now for the most part. But essentially, this actually isn't like that great of an example, but essentially whenever there's a big drop announcement that happens on Twitter or Discord or whatever, people start selling off stuff. If it's a popular enough drop, that people start selling off things to have enough gems to either play the drop, or they think they have enough gems to play it in the secondary market, right? So like when the lenticular cards came out, there's probably people with anywhere between maybe just 40 gems to play the drop, or people might have thousands of gems because they're like, all right, if I don't win the drop, I want to buy a Donald and a Mickey and a Daisy, and like that's it, like whatever it is. So people want to have enough gems in the market. So that's why when there's an announcement, the gem squeeze happens, just meaning prices just shrink down. I hope that explains it. Right now, I think there's way too many variables happening right now on the market to like really accurately say like, why is this gem squeeze happening? I think it's like 15 different reasons and not just like one singular reason, at least in my mind. Aiden Jackson, hi Veve Vibe, thanks for the content. As always, any idea on what might come up at the end of the month? What would you like to see? Just hope it's not Vader. Not ready to put another 5K into the app. Yeah, I really hope they do something, you know, Black History Month related. Not that I like really care, but you know, they probably should. And there's a lot of anticipation with that, and you know, I think Veve's trying to be pretty progressive with that kind of stuff and kind of show proper representation. So hopefully something with the first appearance of Black Panther comic, that'd be cool. Black Panther 3D collectible would be awesome. I would love to see Spawn. In case you guys didn't know, Spawn is black. I forgot his name. What's his name? And with all the Todd McFarlane fans that exist, like Spawn is would be very, very popular on the app. In case you guys didn't know, Todd McFarlane actually made Spawn. He like invented the character and put it in comics and stuff. So let's see. Let's go and pull it up right here. So Spawn, written by Todd McFarlane. The first character appears Spawn #1, 1992. What's his like actual name? Like the character's name? Albert Francis Al Simmons. Okay. This is alter ego. Is that like his actual name? Albert Francis Al Simmons. So it's Al Simmons. I guess this is like actual name, I guess. I remember this movie. This was a sick movie. 1997, the movie Spawn. That was really cool. I did like that movie a lot. So Spawn, you know, Bishop from X-Men would be really cool. Obviously Miles Morales, that Spider-Man would be really cool as well. Like I would like to see any of those characters. Those would be really cool. But that's a good question, Aiden Jackson. Thanks. Choo Choo, if they release Miles Morales next week in a 5-piece set, how long would you wait to buy the URSR? How long would I wait? of those like pieces. How long would you wait? I mean, I would try and buy them like on the like the secondary market. Choo-choo, like it depends on how the market reacts. It's hard to say like, oh, buy it in the first 5 minutes, because it depends on where the floors are at. You know, you can't just say, oh, just buy it the first 5 minutes, because that's gonna be the floor, then it just skyrockets. Or it could just do what basically Golden Moments does. It started high, then went down, then went back up, then started like really going down, and you're just like, oh wow, this is really getting low. So it's hard to say. I think that's what you mean, Choo Choo. I could be wrong, so I apologize. Do you think Coca-Cola snow globes are underrated? Yes and no. I think they're more of like a flipping opportunity. I mean, they're also good for long-term hodls, right? If you just want to buy one and hold it forever, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it does fall under the category of like Batman and stuff, where DC, Batman, you know, DC and Batman, Superman, Coca-Cola, people know these brands, and I think people not take advantage of them in that sense, but like do right off the back of like how popular it is. Snow should be space. And they just use it as a flipping opportunity, right? So will they go up from here? Yes. Like it's snow globes right now are literally at an all-time low. Okay, maybe they're shy a little bit, 120 some, but still, regardless, snow globes as of right now are at an all-time low. So are they undervalued? Yeah, I feel like they can only go up from here, and anyone that is selling below this point right now is basically just taking a loss. So I do think it should, if it's not at the floor, it should hit the floor soon, because it's getting to the point now where like no one's ever bought a snow globe for below 130 right now for the most part. I don't know why it says 158, or no, am I looking at the rare? Yeah, I'm looking at the rare. What the hell? No, I'm looking at the common. Okay, right. Yeah, regardless. Yeah, but the common, it should be at the floor right now. It shouldn't go any lower, because like no one has actually bought. Maybe a small handful of people bought below 130, but still, it should go up from here. I think this is the absolute floor, but I don't think people really like it because it's Christmas themed, and you know, if you show this to your friend during summer, like okay, like whatever, I don't know, like that. But it's probably a great NFT to hold long term. But then again, why buy a snow globe that's just going to do this a lot throughout the whole year potentially, when you can buy a Ghost Spider, still have 40 gems left over, which allows you to also buy a Groot, and those will probably go up in price as well. So I'm not too sure. I hope that helps. Poker Assistant AI2. I'm not saying it's a bad investment. I would just say use it as a flipping opportunity, because it will recover pretty well, but the second it goes up to 150, people are going to start flipping it. That's just how it works. Elsa 8550 was scammed and posted for sale for 2.8. Please don't buy it from okay, Sun Eater. Sorry to hear that. Not sure how that played out, but my conclusion after 1 year on Veve: if you are just in for solid investments, just buy popular SR comics. Yeah, that too. The best investments on the platform, the ones that have been most resistant to gem squeezes right now, has been Golden Moments and SR comics and certain UR comics. Not all ultra rare comics are gonna like hyper retain their value, but if you get the top tier ones, Fantastic Four #1, Amazing Spider-Man #1, Marvel Comics #1, like those are gonna retain their value very, very well. Those are the ones that I'm seeing best. Matt 1, why Omi falls? I'm not sure. I don't really follow Omi that closely. Thoughts on Becky? I think she's all right. It's unfortunate because it seems like honestly none of the Batmans are safe to like really hard gem squeezes. Like I'm just more hesitant to like invest in NFTs that just like immediately lose 50% of their value because of an announcement, right? And you have to think, right? Like what IP would have to come along with a drop that's going to cause your NFT to squeeze, right? With Disney, if they come out with a big Marvel one, okay, yeah, some of the Disney stuff might squeeze. DC will definitely squeeze. If they come out with a big DC drop, yeah, some of the Disney and the Marvel stuff, like, I don't know. It just seems like DC is always at the victim, or always at the receiving end of a Marvel and DC or Disney drop for the most part, right? But when something big DC drops, like, yeah, Marvel and Disney are going to move a bit, but not too much. But like, it's just hard to say, because when you look at something like Becky Cloonan, which honestly does deserve a lot of respect, it's part of that first set of Batman. But like, it's really hard to convince myself to buy something that, like, One chart looks like this. when one chart is going down and to the right, listings are going up and to the right. Well, I'm looking at golden moments that on average are at least plateauing and trending up and to the right, and listings are plateau or going down. It's really hard to convince myself to like, all right, do I buy this or Iron Man? Like, I don't know. Even though Iron Man hasn't had an all-time high this high, it doesn't mean it can't get there either, right? Like, I don't know. That's just me in my mind, because Iron Man's only 200 gems more than Becky Cloonan Batman, and I mean, so far right now its price is at the same, but it's just trending up and to the right. And this thing's just looks to me, it's just pretty vulnerable to gem squeezes. But who knows? Maybe after this gem squeeze, it's just gonna do really well. It's gonna get into the hands of the right people. It's very low mint. Maybe it gets in the right people's hands. Yeah, it's just strange just seeing something with such low mints. People just incessantly just undercutting each other, and the listings like flying up that high. So I don't know, like, it's not a terrible NFT by any means, but like I said before, like if it was genuinely the best NFT to buy at $2 grand or $2.5 grand, if it was genuinely the best one, it would have held its price there, like even during a gem squeeze. I think right now things are just getting shuffled around, and I will admit the new hotness right now is golden moments. 2 months from now, it could be Batman, right? Who the hell knows? You know, when the movie comes out, people get hyped for it. There's what's it called? Veve does an announcement of like 2 weeks of straight up just DC, Batman, Joker, Harley Quinn, kind of like announcements and like releases and stuff. Like that could hype up Batman again, and then they could maybe overturn some of the Disney stuff, and then people are going to be asking me in chat, hey, how do I sell should I sell my Disney golden moments for Becky Cloonan, or how many Disney lenticular cards should I sell for this new Batman drop coming up? Like, that could happen. Who knows? True, it's hard because Disney is getting so big. I ended up picking up some Disney shares on Robinhood since the market is down too. That's a good call. Hobby bought Amazing Spider-Man 252 for 3K yesterday. Happy with that purchase. Yeah, that sounds awesome. Someone was asking me about that the other day. I'm like, dude, I can't really tell you. Like, it does seem like that comic is getting carried like a lot by its like low mint. It doesn't seem to be a significant comic, but like people do value it and people do know of it because of that. So I mean, it's probably one of the most talked about comics other than Marvel Comics #1, just because of its low mint. So there's that at least. Gregorio says, I don't know why people are crying about 10% cash out fee. I'm pretty sure Veve is the first app able to cash out from in-game currency to fiat from Apple. I heard the same. And I think that's why Veve was initially getting some flack from Wax, because they're like, Wax was like, I believe it was the Wax CEO or whoever said it. They're like, well, none of our NFTs are on mobile devices, are just on iOS or Android because they're the dark overlords. They want to tax everything and make it difficult to do anything off that. But apparently, if you're David Yu, you can negotiate some pretty impossible deals. You can just make it happen, right? So the Veve showroom, I'm waiting on Samurai Jack. That'll be Disney worthy for maybe Ed, and Eddie. Yeah, I haven't watched any of those shows, but I do know the appeal of it, and I do have a group of friends. Yeah, I do have quite a few friends that like love those shows. I just didn't grow up with those shows. I think I was too busy watching like Ninja Turtles and X-Men and Street Sharks and Yu-Gi-Oh and other animes and stuff like that. Like, I did watch like Ren and Stimpy, so that kind of has like a, I would assume like maybe a similar humor, like Ren and Stimpy. What's the other one? Rocko's Modern Life, like all those shows. So I don't know, like I think just like shows like Ed, and Eddie didn't really appeal to me. Plus I was always watching what my older brothers were, so maybe I just kind of missed that age demographic or group. Like I completely missed SpongeBob altogether. Like I think I watched like maybe a couple episodes here and there, but I didn't really have too much interest in it. What do you think about uncommon Batman FE 1200 gems? Do not sound like a lot. Yeah, it's a great deal. Like don't get me wrong. Like Becky Cloonan, Joe Mad, right now it's already at 1120. Like these are good deals. The only issue is I do think there are other NFTs you can buy for a similar price point, that will go up faster than Joe Mad, in my opinion. And I think that's mostly because that 2.5% listing fee, that as it's going up, it's going to have to fight the resistance of all the people listing and flipping. Because like I said before, there's a lot of people, because that 2.5% listing fee, are more than happy to buy it for $1,100 and just flip it at $1,250. So that means like Joe Mad is gonna have to work twice as hard every like 150 gems to go up, because people are just flipping. That's not, it's happening with the lenticular cards, it's happening with the golden moments. Like, I'm not saying it's not happening with those, but those have to like run typically a bit higher, and there's probably less people just flipping those because they know it takes longer to flip them, and it's a bit more of a pain, at least maybe in their mind. Thanks again for the donation. I know that was like 20 minutes ago, but DJ Wizard Shark, my coworker, actually has the #1 Todd Spawn action figure. That's sick. Yeah, dude, I would say Spawn would do extremely well on the platform. We have so many Todd McFarlane fans on here. You know, he's made appearances on Veve and other people. Like, I thought he did like a Veve appearance. Maybe it was on like Taps Trades or something like that. He was interviewed by someone like in the Veve community, which was super cool. And yeah, Spawn would absolutely kick ass, and it'd probably be one of the collectibles I would grab. Off Time Drive, doesn't Todd McFarlane have his own NFT project? I think he would sooner release First Spawn on his platform, since it's an image comic. He retains the copyright. Yeah, there is that. Killer Croc statue crashing. Why do you think that's happening? Let's pull it up, Alex. It's at 700. Well, there's so many people that want it on drop, right? 8,888 people. I do think there are people selling at a loss too. Like, there are some people that are just like, look, I bought this at 950. I'd rather just sell it at 700 and be done with it. Just accept the 200 gem loss and move on. I've done that before. I did it with Joker, right? You know, I was kind of impatient. I sold it, but I did it because I knew the Disney lenticular cards were going to come out and people were going to undervalue them, which allowed me to basically buy 2 more cards, flip it for more profit than I would have gotten for Joker. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, honestly, Batman versus Killer Croc had a hard start. It started really high, started going down, but like it was in the middle of like it was like just at the start of the gem squeeze. So it came out, the gem squeeze already kind of started, so it started going down in value. Then like, I think January 25th, like 2 days later, maybe it was like the day after or something like that, they announced the Disney lenticular cards and then Marvel Mighties, which crashed the price even more. And then people were just talking about bots and all kinds of stuff, which caused the gem squeeze to happen even further. You know, no MTL, like, you know all the stuff that's been happening over the last like 2 or 3 weeks. So it just had a really rough start. And like, for a lot of people, there's still 8,000 people that won this on drop, which is why people are willing to sell it for this low, because not everyone bought it up here, right? There's still a ton of people, like, still the circulating supply is still like 8% of Batman versus Killer Croc. There's still 92% of the other people that either already bought it or got it on drop, and they're like, hey, should I sell it for 700? Like, I want it on drop, but should I sell it for 700? There's probably a lot of people asking themselves that question right now, right? So, which is also why I kind of like investing in like that's why I think Donald and Daisy is going to hit where it's at like in that like upper tier like golden moments, but it's going to take some time because there's so many people that want it on drop recently that there's going to be a lot of people as it's going up to that 3.5 4K mark. There's going to be thousands of people that are going to be like, should I sell it at 2K? That's profit. Should I sell it at 2,500? That's profit. Should I sell it at 3,000? That's like, every single time that happens, there could be 300, 400, 500 people every 500 gems or 1,000 gems that'll be like, yeah, now's a good time to sell it for profit because I want it on drop. Who cares? So that's why I think I kind of like some of the more established NFTs, because it's already shaken off a lot of those people that want it on drop that are more than happy to sell it for like a low value in general. So Todd is a slight exception. Like, people have been accumulating Todd for a long time, so like Todd is a different thing because some people have stacked so many Todds at such a low price that they're just slowly selling it off. So like, even though Todd is like the oldest NFT on the platform, it's also having that issue that there's just so many people that got it on drop or just bought it willy-nilly on the market. Like, Todd was just chilling on the market for like 2 or 3 months, I heard, and like you could just go in at any point, click the buy button, and just buy a Todd. Like, you didn't have to wait that long. But there's just so many people that have stacks of him that every time there's a new announcement, people just sell off 1 or 2. So until those guys get shaken off or whatever, it's kind of hard for Todd to like really skyrocket. Let's see. But yeah, that's what's happening with Killer Croc statue. I think just a rough start during a gem squeeze, followed by 2 hard-hitting IP announcements, both Marvel and Disney. Started crashing, more issues with just the app and just Veve in general. People just speculating a lot here, and just, you guys know everything that's happened since the beginning of February. So just had a rough start, but there's also, because it's so new, I mean, it's not even a month old, the Killer Croc thing. And there's still a lot of people that want it on drop. And I'll be honest, if I want it on drop, I'd be like, hell, dude, I could sell this and just get a Disney lenticular card. I could just grab a Donald right now. I could sell it for 700. I want it on drop for 40 gems or 100 gems, whatever it is. I could sell it, you know, make get 670 gems out of it and get a Donald lenticular card. That's actually going to go up. That actually shows signs of going up, not Killer Croc. So, bro, my C3PO dying, just hold on to it. Was that 6K 6 days ago? Yeah, dude, just hold on to it. I'll buy your C3PO. Let's see, like, that alone just shows that there's a demand for C3PO. Like, people know that's undervalued. Matthew Ulrich. Yeah, see, he knows what's up. Julie T, almost 2K sub. Congratulations. You'll get 5K subs soon. How much do you make from your Twitch channel, if you don't mind sharing? If I wasn't so lazy, as of right now, it's probably just like a few $100. It's not even like, I would love to do just YouTube full time, but I want to put a little bit more focus on videos, because that's what's gonna help me slowly accumulate more subs. Doing streams is fun, and I like engaging with you guys. Like, the donations are fun and all that stuff, and that does help, like, overall. But just like, if I want a steady increase of subs, like, I just need to release more videos on a more constant basis, because if I'm trying to attract more subs and all I did was stream, the only people I can appeal to really are the people that are online for the 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours that I'm streaming, and then that's it. I guess some people could stumble upon my YouTube channel if all I did was stream and like watch my VODs, or not VODs, but like videos after the fact. But like, I don't know a lot of people that are gonna like want to watch a 3-hour stream on YouTube. If you guys do, like, I would love to know that. I don't personally. I might watch like certain parts of the stream, but not the whole thing. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Julie. Yeah, it seems like I am getting close to 2K subs. I haven't even checked like how many subs I have now. Is my thing still on the screen? No. Cool. Give me a sec. Yeah, 1.9. How many do I have overall? It just says 1.9, but I'm getting close. I'm getting close. So it's exciting stuff. I would love to get 2K subs sooner rather than later. Omi crashing, what's going on? I have no idea. I'm not the Omi guy, unfortunately, but yeah, I can tell you about Omi. JP, the new Jurassic Park movie coming out. How much loved how much the trailer that it's, Jesus Christ, I cannot read right now. Loved how the trailer said that it's concluding the series. Real touching. Yeah, and it's nice to see that people actually put respect on like the old characters' names. They're gonna have them in scenes together and all that stuff. Like, unlike let's say the new trilogy of Star Wars, where they didn't even have Han, Leia, and Luke in the same scene together at all. They were always separate. Seems like Jurassic Park is going to do a much better job of kind of concluding the saga and kind of having all the characters meet up for one last time, which I think is really cool. The newer characters with the older characters. I love that look. And Jurassic Park was one of my favorite movies of all time growing up. So. Well, we're going to get a market update in 2 minutes. I see your guys' comments. Golden moments are tanking now, especially C3PO. Omi going down is more opportunity to buy. Any huge pumps? True. Omi is a good investment, or better invest in NFTs. It depends with you. Honestly, Rami Cridley, I would say if you don't have a ton of time, even then, like, I don't own any Omi. Like, I want to invest in it, but honestly, like I said before, I just don't have the fiat to like invest thousands of dollars or whatever in Omi. And even if I did, I might just put it in Veve, because I do think there's more opportunity immediately, at least right now in the short to midterm, for the Veve NFTs like over Omi. But then again, like, I could be wrong. Yeah, Omi is more of a long-term play, obviously. I mean, so is Veve NFTs, but there's going to be a certain point where all of a sudden Omi is going to be doing better than than Veve NFTs and stuff. So it's hard to say. I can't answer that question. I'm sure there's someone that could do a better job. If you ask Randy Chavez, he's going to say Omi, but he'll also say, well, if I put all my money into NFTs initially, I would have made way more money, and then I can cash out to Omi to NFT. So eventually it's going to be all connected, but because I was going to say, if you don't have a ton of time to like put onto like the app and you're not following it super closely, you should go with Omi. But then again, you could totally make an account, put in a bunch of money, buy a handful of NFTs and just let them sit for a year, like no different than Omi, right? So it's hard to say. I can't answer that. Killer Croc could go down to 500 to 350. 350 is pretty low, but again, if people bought it for 100 gems, hell, they can take it all the way down to 125 if they wanted to. Is that likely? No, it's probably unlikely it'll get that low. But Batman vs Killer Croc has a very, very uphill battle, especially if you bought it for above 1500. That's, you know, or 1400. That's really rough. But it is what it is. It's gonna get back up to that point. I mean, it's gonna get back up there at some point, but I can't tell you how long that's gonna take. Everything tanking. Anyone knows why? There's a million and one reasons why things are tanking. I don't know about Omi and all that stuff, but you know, recent announcements about MTL, Gem Squeeze, Chili Peppers, end of the month, Black History Month, things that are happening in the real world up in like Canada as well as like Ukraine. I mean, that could have some place to do with it. US maybe kind of bringing down more, possibly bringing down more restrictions for cryptocurrency as well as like NFTs. There's a whole bunch of reasons why this stuff could be happening. You know, speculative announcements between, you know, now and the end of the month. Like I said, I already said MTL, Q system drop. I think Q system will make be a big change on the market as well. But JP, there's probably going to be huge spikes and large pullbacks as time goes on, but next season or in 6 to 8 months, they can go past all-time highs again. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I agree, JP. Yeah, basically finding ways to, and someone asked that earlier. They're like, hey, I have a Homer and Bart right now. Should I get a Donald and Daisy? And I'm like, well, Homer and Bart's kind of high. Donald and Daisy is pretty low. I don't think it's a bad move because I do think Donald and Daisy can probably run a bit harder than Homer and Bart, in my personal opinion. Awesome content. What tool are you using? How can we download it? So it's called ecomi wiki. It follows all the charts on the Veve market. The guy's name is Omi the Clown. He's the one that has like API access to Veve stuff. Really awesome guy. If you go on here, it is a exclusive, it's a premium feature, which means you do have to pay money. So I do pay 10 euro or like 10 pounds a month or whatever, which is like 13 bucks, 14 bucks. So to get the actual history of NFTs, that costs money. But if you're just looking at the free data tables like this is free. Same thing with if you want like a vault evaluation as well, like if you're trying to figure out like how much is my vault worth, you can actually like click on NFTs and you can tell it how many copies you have, and it'll tell you how much your vault is worth, which is kind of a cool thing because the vault evaluation in the app is stupid. I think it just goes based off box price and not like the actual price of your NFT. So if we look at like Batman 71, all we know, because all it's comparing it to right now is basically its box price. Okay, cool. It actually shows you the 24-hour, 1 week, 1 month, 3 month change drop price. Interesting. Okay, but it doesn't show you any charts, right? It doesn't show you how much change in the total listings between each month or 2 months ago or anything like that. So you do get some pretty interesting information. Overall, I don't know how it says the 1 month change is 104%. I think that would make it like negative money, right? But maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, plus it also shows it on the what's it called? Issue number. It shows you like the most recently sold one. It does it on the graph too, as well. So it shows you this chart, and you can like type in whichever one you want. Like if we type in DeLorean, hopefully it's not gonna lag on me. It shows us all the DeLoreans, right? So this information is free, but again, you can't look at the charts, and maybe it's like slightly more aesthetically pleasing. Before, he did not have this. He did not have 1 week, 1 month, 3 month change. Before, it was just 24-hour change, or like what's the price right now, and then that's it. So it's kind of nice of him to add those additional like free features on there. Smart account valuation, that's basically just the vault, so you can actually put in all the NFTs that's in your current vault, and it'll tell you like what your vault value is. Twitter alerts, this actually lets you know. I'm following it right now. It's called Alice and Veve. You get an alert if it says right here, for alerting the Twitter sphere of NFTs that are at the floor price of 20% or lower. So if there's a 1,000 mint NFT and then someone puts up an NFT that's a mint number 200 or lower, it's gonna like put out a little info, you know, like a tweet here. It says invisible woman at 11:53, uncommon, sitting at floor. So it only tells you if it's at the floor too, right? So it's a pretty nice information. That's free. All you have to do is just follow Alice and Veve, as well as just put on the little notification bell. Eventually he'll have a thing called mint hunters, where I guess people can put up classified listings for like specific mint numbers, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, so this is free, but if you do want the graphs that shows historical data, you can zoom in on certain price points, or actually certain like data points, and kind of look at certain things at certain times during the NFT like lifespan. You can do that. I think it only goes back to, I think he might have information that goes before November. I could be wrong, but it's pretty cool. So that's what it's called. It's called Ecomi Wiki. AKA Bash will certainly watch any live stream over 3 hours from you vibes. I appreciate that, Bash. I really appreciate that. Wow, Sorcerer's Hat 2.6. Holy F, hit the like button. Really? No way. Wow. 2.7. Yeah, that's low. Man, it's kind of upsetting. I remember buying one before all these shenanigans happened at 4.3, after I bought it during the FA announcement, right? So there's any website that takes US dollars instead of euros for graphs? Not that I know of. Maybe Cherry Charts. That's a little bit different. I'm not sure if you even pay for that. I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with Cherry Charts, but I would look into that. Let me see. Cherry Charts Veve. Let's see. Come on, load. Now this is what Cherry Charts looks like. I can't click on billing info, but I assume this is like a dollar amount or something like that. Maybe you can pay in dollars. I don't know, but it wasn't that bad. The whole transaction was pretty seamless. It just said 10 euro, and it just asked me for 13 bucks, and I did it. Like whatever. Omi homie, love your stuff, man. Been listening for 2 weeks. I appreciate it, dude. I really appreciate it. Yeah, just doing what I can to get the information out there, and most of my vault is in the negative, just like you guys are, right? Like I just said, I bought my hat for like 4.2. Apparently, if I just waited a couple more weeks, it would be much better. Just bought the 2.6 Mickey hat. Gonna flip it. Good call. Add on. That's a really good call. Yeah, give it enough time, it'll do well for you. Let's see. Little moments. Yeah, dude, that's nuts that the hat is so cheap. Jeez. Yeah, it's almost getting the half price what I bought it for. I mean, it's really unfortunate that I bought it for shortly after the FA FE change, but you know, it is what it is. It happens. Yeah, I'm probably gonna give it, seems like chat's slowing down. I'm slowing down a bit too mentally, so I'll probably be on for like 12 more minutes. So if you guys have any like burning questions or anything like that, let me know. Plus I do got some other stuff going on today. Let's see. Yeah, Sorcerer Sat's going down a lot right now. Let's see. Let's see here. Combine comics, collectibles. This is gonna look collectibles. Just look at the top gainers on the hour. Harley Quinn going up. Interesting. This is the same one we saw earlier. Looks like it's gone up a little bit more. Glider going up, I guess, because of 007 announcement. Freaking Fat 69. Yeah, not much has really changed on here. It seems like all the same stuff is going up. Maybe there's some shifts when it comes to like new drops, but yeah, dude, the Mickey hat still blowing my mind that it's down to 2.6k. Yeah, that's just, it's down 1.2k. I think it's, people are just heavy undercutting right now, but I'm not worried. I didn't buy Sorcerer's Hat thinking I was gonna like flip it in like a month or anything anyway. So yeah, Sorcerer's Hat taking the hugest hit, 31% drop. Ultraman, the Rise of Ultraman #1 poster down 30 gems. Lady the Tramp is down 300. Joe Mad now pushing almost 1k. Goofy now pushing 2.3. Yeah, it seems like Disney is going down for the most part, like Golden Moments as well as the lenticular cards. Pop Life print is down as well. So is the USS Enterprise. Pluto is getting almost to Donald levels. So yeah, a lot of people are maybe cashing out for MTL, Gem Squeeze, whatever. People are just liquidating for the next drop, whatever it could be. But I don't know. We're probably just going to look back at all this 2 months from now and just kind of laugh it off. Hopefully. We'll see. Homer and Bart still at 1.45. I think that's still actually holding its value decently well. Joe Mad less than 1,000. Crazy man. Yep. Royce, it's crazy time right now. Do you have a set schedule for streaming? No, I do not, but I do need to come up with one. I really need to come up with one. A set schedule for streaming. It's also kind of hard. I'm trying my best to not stream when other streamers are on, you know, I'm not trying to stream when Randy's on or when too many other, let's say like market analysis people are online as well. It's kind of hard to say, but I'm also trying to find out like what works out well with my schedule as well. So it's already been proven that there will be multiple FEs, i.e. Mickey's hat and Mickey lenticular. Interesting. Didn't think about that. Is it actually called Mickey's hat? That's the other thing. Mickey Sorcerer's Hat, yeah. Interesting. So that means if we do get like a Donald poster or something like that, does that mean we're gonna have another Donald Duck FE? That's kind of interesting. When they release showroom display for comics, I have no idea. But I mean, the fact that they've been talking about doing like a display case thing for like comics for like months, I don't know how people think like we're gonna get the VVverse like, you know, in summer and it's gonna be amazing, right? If it's, let's just say, if it's taking VV months to release a display case for comics, I don't know how people think we're gonna get the VVverse like sooner rather than later. Yeah, I don't know what that is. When they release the charm, yeah, I don't know. Right, it makes the tags more confusing. Can we get more different characters? Jiminy Cricket, I want it. Yeah, dude, we definitely need like more characters, just more drops. Just something right now. Any idea who Omi just dropped? Any idea who Omi just dropped? Why? Like, Surreal Wonder. Any idea why Omi dropped 16% on Coinbase? I don't know. A lot of people are asking that right now. Why is Omi dropping? So, who knows? I don't think anyone else right now. Ooh. It bounced? Yeah, I'm not too sure about Omi. I'm not a Omi holder, and I don't do like too much research into Omi. I put my season 2 Wonder Woman crappy edition up for sale for 300 right now, and it's sold. Make it make sense. Season 2. Are you talking like the Cover Girl edition? VV is better to be in. Omi is heading into a bear market with all the other cryptos? Possibly, yeah. I mean, Omi's not, I mean, VV's not looking much better. That's because I'm looking at top losers, huh? Which one did you sell? You said season 2, so I assume you mean... So I assume you mean Cover Girls? Alan Lopez. I mean, if you sold it for 300 gems here, obviously you really undervalued it, and if it's here, it's probably because you had like a low mint or a specialized mint. That's the only thing I can think of. Having high expectations for the Veveverse would just disappoint you because you would think you would need to buy land first, and a lot of people would be left with no land and have basic options. Who knows? Yeah, Cover Girls. Okay, cool. DCA into Omi and thank me later. Yeah, we'll see. If you were the first one, I'll send it. Not scamming. I'll send it to Veve Vibes first, and he can send it to... Which one are you talking about? Or I don't know what you're talking about. Edon, I don't even know what you're talking about. If you were the first one, I'll send it, not scamming. I can send it to Veve Vibes first, and he can send it to you. He's just trying to do a giveaway. Trying to do a giveaway? Like, I'm not sure what's going on. Goofy all-time low now? Yeah, he's hit his all-time low when he hit 2.5 like a week ago or whatever. It was a high mint. Only reason I put it up for sale was to get daily points. Crazy. Daily points. Don't know what you mean by that. What are your thoughts on Steamboat Willie? Sell or hold? Just hold it now. I mean, it's low. I don't know why you would sell now. Unless you can buy something else that you think is going to be better. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased because I did win it on drop and I'm just holding it right now. But I do think it's going to position itself somewhere in like the middle tier of all the other golden moments. So yeah, I would say hold, but I don't blame you if you sell either. Would have been nice to feel better. I had to dive into Omi today with this dip. Yeah, I probably would have too, but I probably would have put money into Veve instead personally. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get off here in like 1.5 minutes. I know that sounds oddly specific, but yeah. Can I send you a comic so you can do a giveaway? Sure. I'm not sure how I would necessarily do like a giveaway thing. Maybe next time, actually, Ed on. Add me on like Twitter or something like that. You have me on Twitter, right? Market's still dipping? Yeah, dude, it's crazy, Alan. It's crazy. Yeah, just add me on like got my Steamboat Willie Ultra on hodling. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just hodling it. I do think it'll go up, but I think it's, you know, it's not going to get back up to 10K anytime soon. I think it's kind of sufficiently placed itself in like that mid-range of the golden moments price-wise, for the most part. So, yeah. But I'm going to hop off. I just, I still don't know how to pronounce your name. It's like Edson or something like that. Edson on? I don't know. But yeah, add me on Twitter. I'll add you on Twitter. Yeah, and you can, I can give you a screenshot of my QR code and you can send it, and maybe we'll do it next time or something like that. But I appreciate the offer, dude. I would love to maybe do some giveaways more often on my stream or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll talk to you guys next time. Just keep your eye on the market. Don't freak out. Don't panic sell anything. If you see a good deal, you know, go for it. You know, who knows? I don't think you're ever going to time the absolute bottom of the market, but I do think this market can make a significant turn at the end of February, hopefully, but we'll see. But hope you guys take care. Please be safe. And if you are selling something, please double, triple check your listing so you don't accidentally sell it for 10% of the price. So anyway, yeah, take care. I'll catch you guys next time.